Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to A-Listers episode 92, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Please, on your way in, please hit... What's this? What's all this? Okay. Did I click something? Okay. Let me get this stuff up. Yo, what the hell is this new StreamYard BS? Okay, this is what? What's this? Why would we speak in circles? Yo, StreamYard is just BSing. Anyway, make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Please, everyone, hit the like button and subscribe. Today, we're going to be talking about Dominic Calvert-Lewin to Manchester United. We're going to be talking about the Nwaneri and Madueke swap deal. We are going to be talking about Gyokeres to Arsenal. Good news. Egal can smile again. And we're going to be talking about Kudus wanting only Spurs and nothing but Spurs. Joining me first and foremost, the man, the myth, the legend, the troublemaker in the Arsenal fan base, of course. Egal, how you doing, mate?
A lot better since we last spoke. It's crazy roller coaster of emotions, eh?
Egal joined me on the Saturday show with Staffy, and this guy was almost like about to just like punch something in the face. And you get me. And now look what happened, bro. Like, it's just...
Did I know? Less than
it's just 2 days later. Just 2 days later, he's like, "Oh, we're getting Gyokeres now." He's happy again.
No, it's not even that. Zubimendi's announced also, so it's like 12 hours later, two pieces of good news dropping at the same time. Love to see that.
Yeah, it's good information. It's good information.
I don't have to hear about you guys talking about Tesco anymore.
Look at the no, but don't act like you were saying Tesco, because you said whichever one we get, I'm backing. You allow it. Don't we know what you said?
No, but don't act like for 1 second I sat here and said I wanted Tesco over Gyokeres.
Your preference was Gyokeres, I know, but you said whichever one we get, I'm gonna back. Am I lying?
Of course, that's what you do as a football fan.
No, that's not what
but
you do.
Don't you dare try to sit here and act like I was saying...
I called out Nunes before he was a Liverpool player. What do you mean that's what you do as a football fan, you fraud? That's not what you do.
Okay, so I'm sorry that you were slot out before he kicked the ball.
Not slot out. I said Nunes out. Anyway,
no,
speaking of someone who's Thomas the Tank Engine out, joining us next, Kudus wants Spurs. You get me? He has the Europa League trophy in the background. He calls her Bethy. How are you doing, Jacob?
It's Big Bertha, first of all. And second of all, when have I ever said anything other than I love Thomas Frank? You say all these different things about me and how Frank out. What are you talking about, Frank out? Frank, how can you want someone out who's literally the air you breathe? Huh?
I'm so sick.
You said you didn't want me to say my slogan, which is, I'm going to get a shirt, #touched by Tommy. Because he's touched me and I've seen the light. He's going to touch these players. They're going to see the light. They're going to become the best players they've ever been. Tommy's touches felt worldwide, even here in America. So don't say Tommy out. I'm not Tommy out. I'm Tommy two-touch in.
Anyway, speaking of two-touch, these guys are about to sign Calvert-Lewin because Gyokeres rejected their bum-ass club. Hi, Shik.
We're about to sign Calvert-Lewin. Who said that? Anyone tweeted it? David Ornstein for Fabrizio?
Transfer news.
Transfer who?
Transfer news.
Okay, all right. Just some random journalist. Fair enough. But yeah, big up to everyone. Shout out to everyone. Yeah, Gyokeres, whatever, rejected our club. We never put a bid in for him anyways, but it is what it is. But yeah, we're here, man. Another day of no transfer news.
Margot Robbie also didn't take me out on a date, but I didn't ask her, so.
I mean, we showed interest, but we just didn't bid. It's not like you hit her up in the DMs, did you?
I mean, didn't, right? Does liking the photo count?
Wait.
She doesn't know that you like her.
Are you denying the fact that you wanted Gyokeres?
I did want Gyokeres, but
are you denying the fact that your club spoke to him?
Our club didn't speak to him. When did we speak to him? Amarim spoke to him? You talk about Amarim?
You're in denial.
I'm not in denial. We never put a bid.
He told you guys he only wants Arsenal.
We never put in a bid for this guy, bro. And I always said,
you never put in a bid for him because
on previous
even
channel,
if you put a bid in, if you put a bid in, the player didn't want to join you.
On previous episodes, I said we were not going to get him. I always said that he's going to favor Arsenal.
No, but come on, let's not do this thing. Let's not do this thing where we didn't put a bid in. Man City didn't put in a bid for Florian Wirtz, but they still got rejected.
Yes, and if your logic is gonna
I
be
didn't
we
put in a
didn't.
bid for Leroy
interest, like how we
Sané,
showed, like how
and I got
how Man
rejected.
City
By the
showed
way,
Guys, if the
interest
guys, please let's not do this again. I saw what
I
Ahmed said
didn't
on
get to
Ahwa.
bid for Rooney
Again,
Bardigi,
debunk
but
it.
he denied us as well for
Jacob?
Fartalonia.
I'm just
so.
like, move on. It's okay. Gyökeres didn't
Okay,
want to
Jacob,
United,
I give
move
you
on.
a prime example. Let's say Liverpool want to buy Kulusevski tomorrow. We call Kulusevski. Kulusevski says, I don't want to join. Why should Liverpool bid? Logically.
No, I mean, common sense would dictate that you don't say hey to the club before you say hey to the player and his agent if they'd be interested in what you're doing.
True.
By the
but
way,
it's
that's
also
what
like
Liverpool did with Caicedo. That's what
Okay.
Liverpool did with Caicedo, and he got mocked for it.
I'm just saying, like, if we really wanted to put in a bid for him, considering his situation that Arsenal are going and trying to get Sesko at the same time as well, we could have put in a bid for him, but we didn't. But cool, you want to say he rejected our club? It's all right. I'm saying we should move on. Gyökeres
is
is not the
Lewis?
only. Gyökeres is not the only striker out there. There's other strikers out there too. So
Where is Lewis? Don't worry, Daddy Lewis is here, Ben. Relax. Like the video. Calm down. Anyway, Lewis is in the building. Hi, Lewis.
Up the gargantuan Blues, bruv. 2 wins away from the Club World Cup and from owning this world for the next 4 years. Also, I want to say I just need to smoke this Poch pack. Certain man's favourite manager lost another final, bruv. Hold that, bruv. Form is temporary, Spursy is permanent.
Yeah, hold that, all the Spurs fans. Hold that.
Up the Chelsea.
I just want to
Now,
say in
you
regards to
brothers well,
that.
man.
hey man, 4th of July weekend, and he lost in the Gold Cup final. Just stuff that
I just want to
Pochettino would do.
say what Spurs fans say. He's so successful, and he's now succeeded as much with USA as he has with Tottenham. I'm very proud.
I'm going to warn
Don't
this
worry,
final
we had
participant.
injuries.
I'm going to warn this final participant. If I add you this time and your soundboard is not working, I'm just going to remove you from the stream. Anyway. Hi, Vator.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Vator games.
Love that
Vader
fucking
games.
It's every
Vader
time.
games.
I love that
Vader.
intro so
Vader.
much.
Vader
honestly.
games.
Yeah, run it back. No, do the
gotta-
whole entrance again.
You
Just
gotta
do
give
the
the
whole
fans
entrance
what they want. You gotta give the
again.
fans
Just
what
do
they
the
want.
whole
You know?
entrance again, you drama queen. Just do it.
See, I don't like that attitude. I don't like that attitude.
allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Vator games.
Fucking love that shit, bro. Fucking love every time. bro.
Target neutralized.
I'm not gonna lie, that's the best intro.
That's the best entrance of any YouTuber ever in history, bro. Fucking love it. Big up, Vator.
Your
Big up.
intro has a lot of personality. I like it.
It does, unlike his club. Big up to Matthew says, Salam alaikum, you all. Shout out to my team. A proper club, a club that once beat Madrid in a UEFA Cup final, a team that beat Man United, Hilal, and Juve in a transfer battle for the best striker. Proper Galatasaray is what Matthew is saying. Hey, big up the Gala fans. You got me. You can't even hate on him with a Drogba picture, Lewis. But yeah, big up to you, Matthew. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Why would I
Appreciate
hate?
you. Love, because he took
Galatasaray.
Osimhen, innit? Because he took Osimhen, innit?
Nah, but I've accepted we're not getting him. Those wages are too much.
Wait, Osimhen's staying in Galatasaray?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
he's
I
already
don't
agreed.
He was on loan. He was on loan to them. That he's going to sign.
He was on loan last season, but I don't know if he's staying, though.
Tottenham are gonna
Big
make
up to
their own.
Pacharo says Raul Jimenez scored
don't
for
need him.
Jota and Poch is a loser. I saw the Raul Jimenez celebration. Absolutely beautiful. Incredible celebration. I absolutely love it, to be honest with you. And
Get a new profile photo, man. What the hell? Silence of the Lambs? What are
it
we
was
doing
it was
here?
a genuinely beautiful moment
Sorry.
from Raul Jimenez. Big up to Gonzo says, bring up the Ghost reference again. I don't know what that refers to, but regardless.
That
big up to all
movie
of you guys.
Ghost with Patrick Swayze, where I said Thomas Two
Double close.
Touch. He's Patrick Swayze in Ghost. We are the lady at the clay machine, the clay spinner. We're trying to make the vase, and we need Patrick Swayze's
Demi
shirtless help.
Jacob,
I
is this
swear,
better?
your references always have to do with sex. What's going on, bro?
What?
What are you talking about? It's a movie. That's cinema reference.
What are you talking about, man?
Nah, one time it's cock, now it's Thomas Touchy. Like, it's always weird.
What?
What?
Okay.
I hope when
What?
Jacob does that.
I don't think Arsenal want to talk about touchy right
What?
now. You know them ones.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's a touchy
Jesus,
subject.
make
You know,
Yeah,
I
I don't think it's the right
talk
time.
about
for
that
you lot.
party we threw.
Energy, got my mind on my money. Make you dance like
Anyway, guys, before the stream goes to shits and we get cancelled, big up to all of you guys.
Newer for you? Do you prefer this one?
Big up to all of you
Demi
guys.
Moore, thank you. Someone said Demi Moore. That's the actress.
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah.
who it is.
Anyway, guys, big up to all 630 of you locked in. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Please, let's not cancel Hussam today. Love you all. You get me. Let's start off with the bummiest club first, Tottenham Hotspur.
What?
Ouch.
يا أخي, relax. It's just a flyaway comment. Just let it fly, bro.
Just own it.
No.
Just own it.
No, I played Duck Hunter when I was a kid. You don't let them ducks fly away. You
Oh,
pop out.
I know that. Was that the thing on the Atari? Was it?
Yeah, it
you
was
ever
like
played the game?
futuristic, man.
Nintendo.
Because you could, you got the blame.
Nintendo, you frauds.
It was ahead of its time.
No, that was on Atari.
It was
Pretty sure it was
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo. Yeah.
Pretty sure it was
But then it
Nintendo.
was on Atari as well. So there's no way. you're talking
Respect
about
my
it.
legacy, you like to say. I know what I'm talking
There's
about.
probably a variation.
Habibi,
of it,
I
but
grew up in the
anyway.
UAE. You grew up in
Yes,
fucking
so fall
North
back.
America.
So
Maybe in
fall
the
back.
UAE it was on the fucking thing, and over there it was on the other thing. You fraud. Do you all feel bad for Pochettino at this point?
Atari first.
I don't give a shit
Not
about
for
the
him.
US
I
national
don't
team.
know.
He was smiling
I
the
was
whole time.
bad.
I don't think. Why would anyone feel
I feel
bad?
bad
He
for
looked
the
happy.
US men's national team. That's what I feel bad for.
I don't
I
care
feel
about
bad for
US
the
national
American Chelsea fans that beat terrorism and then got another terrorist. I feel bad for them.
team. Anyway,
The ones that I know
Pochettino
deserve
die
it, to be
slowly, and I'll be
honest.
there to piss on your grave.
guy, Jacob.
Fraud.
anyway, Jacob, Kudus rejected Bayern and Chelsea to join Spurs. Your thoughts, brother, on the situation?
Hey,
Your
I'll
thoughts
get.
on
Hey,
Tottenham Hotspur?
you know,
Wow.
they talk about Ange
Thomas Frank got
Postecoglou
pulled.
poll that he got Radu Dragusin to say no to Bayern, that he got Bergvall to say no to Fartalonia. You know what I mean? And now we've got Tommy's pull, just the pull of like a bunch of reindeers on Santa's sleigh, just pulling us right through the winter storm, metaphorically. I don't really believe that myself, but you know, here we are. And the fact that Kudus, the fact that any player said no to Chelsea, I mean, it makes sense because you go to Chelsea, there's a lot more competition. It's kind of a bigger pond, so to speak. You come to Tottenham, I think the pond's a little bit smaller, and you get to be the biggest, one of the big, I'm gonna say the biggest fish, because for me personally, like I've seen Tottenham fans say he's not good enough. In regards to Mohamed Kudus, I've seen, like myself, for years before he actually even went to West Ham, I wanted us to sign him. And when West Ham signed him, and then we 2 weeks later signed Brendan Johnson for more, I was pretty upset. And then now you've got Tottenham fans that are upset about the price tag. To me, the price tag's irrelevant when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur. We spent 60 million on Richarlison in a World Cup year, and you're telling me before AFCON and before another World Cup that you don't want to get a Ghanaian international. To me, the price, again, doesn't bother me in regards, if they want 60, just pay the 60. But I've also, you know, like with Tommy, you know, I learned to just say yes. You know, Nancy Reagan told me say no. I'm saying say yes, because I'm saying yes to Tommy. I'm saying yes to Matthias Tell. Yes to Koto Takai, the Japanese Virgil van Dijk. All right, this is where we're headed. And my owner said, we're going to win the Champions League and the Premier League, so let's go. You know, it's at least a double right there. You throw in the Super Cup versus PSG, that's a treble. And you get an FA Cup, that's a quad. You know, shit, we could do the six-tuplet, because I think we even play the winner of the Suda Americas. So, you know, Tommy's got it all right in front of him. It's just, will the horse drink the water now that we've led him to the well? And by we, I mean Ange Postecoglou, of course. But, in regards to Kudus choosing Tottenham, I think it's great. I love it. I don't necessarily like. I mean, cool. War a win. It just makes me think of Dele Alli still for some reason, because it's really the last time we've beaten Chelsea in anything. And yeah, I don't know. It's not enough to cure, but it's enough to at least make me excited for the season to come, because he immediately comes in and he's going to be the best dribbler with the ball. He's going to be the most progressive forward that we have. Probably not the most lethal in front of net or in the final third. However, his ability to take on multiple people with the ball, I think, is understated. I think he's a big game player, and you know, we need a player like Kudus, and I genuinely do mean that. But when I say I do mean it too. That's not to disregard the Japanese Virgil van Dijk now and Koto Takai, because again, statistically, you match him up to every other U23 in the J League specifically, he's number one. So it's just, we're great. We're doing great. And don't worry about any other links, because we're going to dance around with Kudus for a few weeks, make everyone forget that we, got other areas that need strengthening as well.
A few weeks, right?
Well, we play what on the 19th, so in 12 days we have a game. So, it'd be nice if you could get your business done for the new manager in that amount of time. However, we didn't do that for Jose. We didn't do that for Conte. We didn't do it for Nuno. We didn't do it for Ainge. So why would I expect us to do it for Tommy? I don't know. I would hope that there would be some kind of, hey guys, we won a European trophy, something that Arsenal's never seen, and we can push on somewhere from here. And instead we just say, I want to stabilize, and I ain't into that stabilization bullshit. But Kudus, I'm all about it. That's a signing I've wanted for years. Gutted when he went to West Ham. I love seeing all the West Ham fans crying and moaning. They're talking about doing a protest if they sell to us. They're all upset over there, and I think it's funny because, who owns their stadium? Not them.
It's either you lot or us. It's the two worst options for them. They can hold that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sending to you is just like, I guess, supplying the English army with further guns in 1700s. It's just like, cool, they're the big power, but someone like America's got to stand up and fight them. And Tottenham's not that, but I'm just saying. Kudus choosing us is fantastic. We're like Haiti or something. That's great.
Do West Ham fans think they're on the same level as Spurs? That's the question.
I think before the Europa League, they for sure held themselves in a higher standard, most recently because of the Conference League. I know that firsthand. I had West Ham fans in my chat talking shit. Like, who the hell is this?
Their biggest rivals.
He's one of their better players. Selling one of your better players to
That's why they'd rather sell to us. This is why I also don't really think the saga's over and done with. Spurs are ahead of us because they're the only ones that have dropped a bid, but because Kudus wants to leave, I feel like they're going to do what Jacobs just said and drag it a little bit, because they're still a bit far of each other's valuation. And also, I've seen from the West Ham accounts that West Ham would actually rather sell to Chelsea, and they believe Chelsea will offer more for Kudus than what Tottenham will. So West Ham seem willing to wait it out. I don't believe Spurs are going to get the transfer.
West Ham would have rather sold to Man City. It didn't.
And for us, like I'm just not done. We're not going in for Kudus until we sell a player. So when Arsenal go and buy Noni, which will probably be after the Club World Cup, then we might go for Kudus if Kudus hasn't already gone to Spurs.
And this is the part that really pisses me off the most about Tottenham. It's because this isn't the first, and it's damn sure not going to be the last player that we drag our feet. We do the, what if I add 1 more million into this bonus incentive? Okay, what if I do it into the base structure, and then we take $500,000 away from a bonus here?
You did add-ons based on if you won the Prem or the Champions League.
Well, that's our, hey, we've been touched by Tommy, bro. Hashtag touched by Tommy. Get it on a shirt.
It's
Can't
not
wait.
his fault. It's not your manager's
You telling
fault.
me that you eat at fucking Benihana's and all of a sudden you just want to go back to McDonald's?
Who's going back to McDonald's?
Wait, what?
I'm saying that's what we don't want to do. We tasted a little Benihana's and we want some more. We want more Benihana's, and Benihana likes.
I don't get the reference, but I understand what you're saying. But it's not your
I'm saying that
fault.
winning
One
Europa.
second.
I know
It's
you
not-
wouldn't
it's not
understand
your
because it's a
manager's
Europa
fault.
League win, which
It's not your
I'm talking
manager's
about.
fault.
It's we tasted
Wow.
European glory. You don't
One second.
understand that. I
It's
understand.
not your manager's
But
fault.
we tasted your.
That
If you
you
let me
guys are
finish,
poor
we
doing
tasted
transfers.
European glory, aka. I'm helping you out here. You said you didn't understand the motherfucking metaphor. Let me help you out. I'll hold your hand. You want me to push the button on the water fountain for you too? I'll do that, Egal. It's because I like you. All right. So when I said we've tasted Benihana's, we won Europa League. I want more Benihana alikes, Premier League, Champions League. That's what I want the club to push on for. Sarcastically, I'm backing it because what the fuck else am I going to do over here? Be miserable or delusional? I'd rather be delusional and happy than realistic and negative and just good. Because I did that. It was really, draining. It's not fun. But I want more glory. And if my club is saying, if they're putting that in the motherfucking incentives, we all know we weren't gonna hit those. We ain't gonna pay West Ham no money for that. So that's actually kind of funny. Feels like taking the piss a little bit, but that's what pisses me off about Tottenham: dragging the feet, taking the piss, nickel and diamond. Just do what Chelsea does just a couple of times, not every time, just a couple of times. Like Kudus, Frank even said, and this is where I sympathize with that ugly bastard, because he said that's a key target for him, and he's comfortable with that being his big signing of the window. And so we're like, all right, well, let's see if we can save $2.5 million here and maybe 3 in incentive. It's like, shut the fuck up, just pay the money. And that's the most frustrating part about this club. There's a lot of players get disinterested, because think about it. He's probably, if all the things that came out is supposed to be believed and true, then he genuinely is ready to walk in and start training with this team and start building that chemistry. But we won't do that. Like Mickey Van de Ven, we dragged our feet on that. And Liverpool, if they wanted to at any moment, could have snatched him up, because we're just dragging our feet. And then
but
Liverpool
they didn't.
They sniffed around it. They said, oh, we're good. Now look at him. You wish you had a little Mickey now. But my point is that we do this. We allow opportunities for the bigger birds to come snatch the prey that we're hunting. And it's happened far too often. It's very fucking frustrating. And I just think that when a new manager gets in here, who cares how anyone feels about him, just get the guy that he said will be his key target. If he said that's his key target and he, made Embuemo out of wherever he came from, give me my Ghanaian Mbappe.
I just don't think you can blame the manager. I don't think you can blame the manager for Tottenham's poor transfer.
I don't know why you're
I didn't. I said that's where I sympathize with him.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were going with it, so no worries.
Yeah, it works out. Good transfer. Yeah, I did not think Kudus would go to Tottenham, and I say that with the most respect. Like, I did not think he would go to Tottenham if that does work out. To be honest, if Chelsea come in, like not to diss Tottenham, like not like saying that clubs players wouldn't go to Tottenham. I just didn't think he would. Like Spurs would be linked with Kudus this summer. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Same way, I didn't think that United would be linked with Cunha or Mbeumo after the Europa League final too. One of those type of things. But yeah, I mean, it's a good signing though. I mean, of course, like Kudus is.
I'm trying to find the fucking tweet, but I can't find it. But Kudus did reject Bayern, by the way.
I think all of us.
I saw that this morning. Right? That it was like a report, but
maybe he just
that Bayern tried to do a late sweep. Motherfucking Harry Kane, that little bastard. I know he's over there in Schnitzelville trying to pull some strings. Give me that guy. I don't want to go to Tottenham and win a trophy with that. Shut your ass up.
Just hopefully it doesn't turn on into a case where they go for Kudus and then they just end the transfer window there and they're like, yeah, we bought that player and spent so much money on it.
We'll dance with him and then sign some kid from Croatia.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what it shouldn't turn out to be. And I think like it's more emphasis on the board because we've seen situations like this before with Tottenham Hotspur and how they spend in the summer. But we'll see. I agree with Lewis. Like if they allow this, if they prolong this deal, and clearly he's saying that he's giving priority to Spurs right now. If they prolong this deal any longer and other clubs start, coming in with this transfer, then the situation could be a little bit sticky. And I think, that's where Spurs need to do their job and, get that bid in, get that valuation, keep talking to them, get the deal done over the line.
Champions League or no Champions League, Spurs don't have ambition. And when I say that, I mean, they don't seem to be making any groundbreaking signings. Majority of their signings or players that they're linked to I don't really feel like improve them that much. Even Kudus, I'm looking at him, I'm like, he can have moments where he's really good, but I don't think he's going to be like a massive level raiser.
Jacob, how are you going to let this man talk about your club?
Kudus is not a level raiser.
I think he will. Yeah, I think
Kudus immediately comes in and becomes our best attacker.
Yeah, I think
Kulusevski is still better than him.
I think
Kulusevski is the 10, Egal.
Instead of not.
But see, this is the thing: is Kulusevski has been shipped and shopped around in 3-4 different positions under Ainge alone. So it's like, what does Thomas even know? We've got fans when they make their lineups with a back 3, some with a back 5, some with a back 4, and it's just like
the way that
we're at,
Thomas
bro. We're
Frank
just
played
fucking
with Brentford,
water. Just put us in a cup, and that's our shape.
He played with a 10, Jacob, at Brentford. Damsgaard was his 10, so you're just gonna put Kulusevski there.
Yeah, Kulusevski.
That's
I've
where
always
Madison's
preferred
going
as
to
a
be.
10 too.
And that Madison, no, because Tommy's supposed to unlock Madison. Don't you take that away from Madison getting unlocked and touched up. So
Is Son
where's
leaving?
Kulu going to play?
Is
Son,
Son
we're not
leaving?
going to. We've got him hidden until after our third consecutive Korean tour is finished in the preseason. Then he can think about whatever he wants
Except
to
me,
do.
I
outside
got
of
one more year left in me. You know, like
What?
I got that one more year.
it. I got one more.
I got
Yeah.
one more left in me. Yeah.
No, I think he wants to leave. His comments kind of before the final were like every year they more and more get a little bit like, you know, we don't know what the future holds kind of a thing. Like, I might have to leave y'all. And now he's a legend, so he's done what he's set out to do, which he said that 6 years ago, that he wants to be a Tottenham legend. He wants to help us win our first trophy since he's ever seen, and he did that. So it's like, job done. How long do you hang out at the bar when you're pissed drunk? Like, maybe it's time to get out. I don't know. But we will not. We've already said that we will not allow him to be shopped around until after we're done with that Korean tour.
Makes sense.
Third consecutive.
طيب, let me read the super chats before we move on to talk about Man United, and then we'll talk about Arsenal and all the other clubs. Actually, let's talk about City first, because Vator has to go and he can't dodge the smoke. Big up to Dan Carlito, says, big up Hussam, saw your story on Snap. Appreciate you, Dan Carlito. Listen, big up to everyone who believed in us as well. And it's funny because watching the reaction of the people over the last 72 hours shows me who the real ones are, who the fucking fake ones are. You know, a bunch of fake bitches thought we're going to monetize the death of someone. And I'll never forgive those people. I remember their names forever, and they'll be banned from this channel. If I ever see them in this chat again, they'll get banned. So we did it for a good cause. Big up everyone in the community who contributed. You guys saw the videos on Snapchat. I showed you everything as I promised, and I'm glad we were able to help 7 single mothers out there, you know, who have no access to a lot of things, with disabled children, with husbands who passed away, with husbands in jail. Some of them don't have access to electricity, to doors, to water, like literally nothing. So we're able to help them out with you guys' help, and I appreciate it. And big up everyone who believed in me. Big up the 99.999%. The 0.0001%, go fuck yourself. Simple as. And you know, the hypocrisy is unbelievable, but I'll leave that for another stream, inshallah. Big up to LB04, says, Arsenal equivalent to Karl Malone, always choking. There you are. There you are, you fraud.
I thought that was going to go a different way.
Yeah. Please, Jacob, please. I'm begging you, brother. Take it.
I'm not saying nothing.
I know you cannot hold yourself, but hold it for once. Just hold it for once, for the sake of the stream, please.
I got
anyway,
you.
Love you all. Hit the like button, subscribe. We all thought it because it's fucking Jacob who came off mute. So what the fuck else am I supposed to think when it's fucking Jacob coming off mute? It's Jacob. It's United Spurs of America. It's Jacob Walraven Uncensored, Habibi. You get me? That's what he is. You get me? Vin. We know him. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys... Look at these fucking bums. We have 1,000 people in here. We're not even at 300 likes yet. You're all a bunch of Hoylands. You're all a bunch of Havertzes. You're all a bunch of Nicholas Jacksons. Hit the like button right now, you fucking frauds.
Don't be leaving with the like button.
Exactly. Anyway, speaking of frauds, Manchester United. Hello, my brother. Mbuemo is still not a Manchester United. It's funny because we did.
I thought we were going to talk about City because Vator was leaving.
No, we could talk about United.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Oh, yeah. Vator's actually leaving. You're right. Let's talk about Manchester City. You are correct. Manchester City. Manchester City knocked out of the Club World Cup. You get me by you get me Al Hilal. As much as we all don't care. By the way, Vator, you want to see something? You want to see how honest I am as a person?
Yeah.
There's 2 disingenuous people on this channel, on this panel right now. Okay. You and Egal. Those are the 2 disingenuous people.
What did I do?
Okay. Lewis, Shik, and Jacob. Am I lying?
No.
Leave them out of it.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
No, but it's like democracy. You're the 2 most disingenuous one. Here's the thing.
We're also the 2 Canadians. I get it.
Okay, Vator, let me tell you why I started that way. I told you I don't care about Club World Cup, right? It's the semi-final. I haven't done a single watch-along. I ain't lying about nothing, okay? But at the same time, we can both acknowledge getting knocked out by Al Hilal is embarrassing. Fair?
Yeah, I had a bone to pick with you, Vator. I heard you said the Club World Cup ain't serious.
Whoever told you that is a damn liar. But go ahead.
Okay, good. So you didn't
No,
say that?
he does refute that.
You
on
did say it's a
American Waffle,
preseason
too.
tournament.
It is a preseason.
It's only
tournament.
Arsenal fans that be saying that.
Doesn't mean it's not serious, but it is a preseason.
Did you not hear what he just said?
It's postseason, if anything.
Well, this
Yeah,
is
because
happening.
how long was the summer break then, Vader,
No,
for your
here's
players?
the thing, Jacob. They haven't gone for their break. They go after the tournament. Therefore, it's not a preseason tournament.
It's almost like, does the week begin with Sunday or Monday?
You get like some time off too, right?
starts
Like
with
City
Sunday.
get some time off.
Yeah, you
before
get
they
the
go into
3 weeks
preseason.
holiday that you're
allegedly.
legally required to have after the tournament.
Yeah. I
Then
get
you go
that.
back for preseason.
I get that. But my manager and my club were treating this as a preseason tournament because of the season we had last year and not having the same issues going into next season. If you guys watched
Be
it,
real, that's why you guys got knocked out then.
no, exactly. And I hold that. I hold that we got knocked out. But I know that my manager was managing it that way. So he didn't play the strongest 11 to start that game. And he had a lot of us asking questions on what's really going on with the starting 11. And how he managed it throughout the game. We were like, okay, we get it. He's been consistent. Now, I know Hussam, he wasn't watching early on. He said, I'm going to pay attention to semifinals and on. So Pep had a different 11 after every game. The man was tinkering. The man was trying to figure out the signings I got in Jan, the signings I got in summer. Let me see how they can fix. Let me see how they can work. And we lost the game. We lost the game on some very poor play in the second half. But as I was watching that game, I was
And
like,
Postecoglou level
And
high line.
substitutions as
That
well.
was
I think
crazy.
substitutions as well. Like,
well,
he should have brought on Turkey.
substitutions. The
Like, he should have
substitution.
probably started Turkey. Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. But as you say, who he should have started, we should have been up 4-0. We should have easily been up 4, maybe 5-0 that first half.
I will say credit to their goalkeeper though. I think the goalkeeper for them was absolutely
Sheik, we're on point. You beat me to it. I was about to say that exact same thing. The keeper kept them in that league, right? Koulibaly, former Chelsea, he had a really good game as well. But we didn't score when we should have, and we got killed on the counter because they were clinical in the second half. Pep also subbed off Nunes, who was playing well at right back. He caught a yellow. He subbed off Gavardio, who caught a yellow as well. So I think in his mind, he was like, let me manage this game. Let me get some new legs out there. And let me also obviously mess around with the different starting.
Didn't he bring on Rodri and sub off Rodri as well?
Yeah, he brought on Rodri, and Rodri said that he was feeling a little something, which we're all concerned about, which we all understand him managing. It wasn't a stinker. It wasn't like Rodri wasn't good, but he felt something. And if the Ballon d'Or player saying, you know what, I'm not feeling right, hey, he's coming off because we're going to need him for the season. So, I wasn't saying it wasn't serious, but Lewis, when my manager is managing like that, I know it's a preseason tournament because he's not putting anything at risk. For like I have in this title right here, it is going to be a tough title fight with you, with Egal, and Hussam.
Are you involved, Buzz?
And Tottenham.
No disrespect, Jacob. No disrespect.
No, that's disrespectful.
No, it's not.
I've got a billionaire. He told me nothing
I don't
but
see you
truth.
guys going from 17th to challenging for the title. No disrespect on that one, okay?
That's because you haven't seen the light.
And bro,
Just wait for Tommy to go to Canada.
Up the Chelsea. Bring it home, mate. It's
Now,
coming home.
when Lewis said he's got beef with me, this is the funny thing is, usually we're Blue Brothers on this. I happen to be tuning into his live streams. This man had too much vim. He wanted City out before we even lost to Al Hilal.
Oh, yes, you're damn right.
Exactly.
Right.
I
the
get
easier
it.
the better for me. You think I give a shit?
No, I know. So this tournament, Hussam wants to say it's embarrassing. We crashed out. We lost out. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just because his team couldn't make it.
But when you have one of the GOATs like
If
CR7,
one of us didn't win UCL, he'd be in here talking about how serious the trophy is. But here we are.
Yeah. We'll see how he moves 4 years from now when he's going to be talking about.
Guys, he's not even doing a watch along. If he cared about it, he'd be doing watch along.
Yeah, because he's being stubborn, bruv.
Guys, do you
Okay,
know?
don't make it about us. Listen,
Okay. Let me just say one thing. I've
Okay.
explained this before and explain it again. I don't mind Auckland being there. I don't mind Al Hilal being there. But I'm sorry, don't expect me to take a competition seriously with Salzburg and Dortmund. Forget everyone
you've
else.
got two teams that
Also,
shouldn't
why
be
not
there.
Waiter, can I talk, please? Can I talk? You
doesn't negate
both
the whole
have
tournament.
expressed a concern with my opinion of this competition. I'll tell you my problem. Listen, forget Liverpool. Okay, خلاص, don't put Liverpool in. Don't put Arsenal in. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm saying Dortmund and Salzburg both have not even won a Conference League or a Europa League. When you put a team in a Club World Cup, by definition, they should have won a continental competition in their region. Chelsea are there because they won the UCL under Tuchel. City are there because they won the Champions League 2 years ago. No problem, Yahi. Have you heard me complain about Chelsea being there or City being there? Not once. My issue is, please don't tell me Red Bull Salzburg deserve to be there, Porto deserve to be there, Benfica deserve to be there. With all due respect, I'm going to say this right now. Spurs, who just won a Europa League, have a bigger, a bigger case to be in that competition than Porto Benfica. Porto Benfica, Dortmund Salzburg have not won a Champions League, have not won a Europa League, and have not even won a Conference League for the last 4 years. So why should they be in it? Oh, because of the UEFA, coefficient. Okay, I'm calling out the coefficient then. That's why I don't respect that shit. Simple as. Man United have won more continental titles in the last 5 years than any of them. Why don't you invite? You want to know something? Let me tell you.
Coefficient then. That don't take away the integrity.
Very objective.
Exactly.
Hear me out. If they said fuck Porto,
they say why is Costa Rica in the World Cup?
No, that's different. No, that's completely different. That's bullshit. The reason why Jordan are in the 2026 World Cup is because we qualified.
Yeah, qualified for it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we had to go through a qualification process. We finished second in the group behind South Korea. We qualified. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's say next time they do it, right? They go like, fuck this coefficient thing.
Next time they might be adding more teams, apparently. They could be going up to 48.
Hear my logic. If they say we're going to add 4 Champions League teams, winning teams, and 4 Europa League winning teams, I'd respect it. Go like, okay, now you have lifted something in the region. I respect it. Salzburg have not even won a Bundesliga for the last 4 years.
That's great and everything. It still doesn't take away the integrity of the competition and how big being world champions for 4 years would be for whoever wins it.
Of course.
That's true. That's also true. Yeah.
So something? More people care about the
money.
Most
things are correct, though. I agree.
More people care about the money in this competition.
No, they don't.
More people care about the money.
Won something. Don't bring me
in this competition. Let's be honest. The fact that they had to put so much money up front with the investment from DAZN.
That's not why.
That's the main reason why people are taking it super serious. I don't think people would be taking it as serious if it wasn't for the fact that the winner was getting 100 million or something like that.
No.
The commercial side of it has
the players enjoy the tournament.
This is your messed up thinking, Egal.
And they get a chance.
You're the one that called it a preseason tournament.
The commercial side has
I called it a preseason tournament because of where it falls within the calendar year.
Let's be honest. The main reason why each club is taking it extremely serious is because of the money that is being backed by.
No,
it's being backed by a lot of. It's being backed by
everything's backed by money.
It's also
everything's
because
backed by money.
I'm not going to act like the money doesn't play a
tournament.
part. I won't ignore that point. But the players want to win it.
Exactly.
The players
I'm not saying the players don't want to win it, but let's be honest. If this tournament did not have the financial benefit that it did, some of these teams that have played the whole season, like PSG, who played all the cups, played all the Champions League games, they might have said, you know what, see me out of it. If it wasn't for the prestige of winning this award and the money that's being spent to get these teams.
Here's my thing. That doesn't mean anything.
Some teams would have left.
Some teams would have anything in terms of the integrity of the competition.
I'm not saying anything about the integrity.
Same thing applies for the Premier League and the Champions League in terms of the money that you earn from both of those.
No, that's different.
Well. That doesn't matter.
That's different. Manchester City. How many times you spoke about owners just wanting their team in the Champions League? Hear me out. Before we start doing the whole trophy thing, because I'm not discrediting the trophy.
I'm not talking about
trying to discredit the competition. I'm just merely saying for clubs that have been complaining about players having too many games played, and then for them to enter a competition in the summer when some of these guys should be having the time off, the financial benefit of the tournament being one of the highest earning tournaments you can have in football is the main reason why some of these clubs, like a Manchester City, who just had Rodri injured, who is their Ballon d'Or winner, have entered the tournament rather than having summer off.
No.
Yeah, but that doesn't take away from the integrity of the competition,
regardless. We're having two different conversations. I'm not saying it does.
Financially, there's also an incentive for the teams to do well, but the teams also just want to win it because
if there was not this investment that led to the massive windfall you could gain from this winning this trophy, or even competing in the trophy, getting to the further rounds, Believe me, Mbappe would be taking a break. Believe me, Rodri would have been taking a break. Believe me, Man City might. Some teams like Man City might not even enter the
Believe
competition.
me when I tell you that if it wasn't for the money that you could get from being in the Champions League, a lot of teams wouldn't care about being in that competition either because of how much you can get financially.
But that's different because it's in the season. It's in season. There's a difference. There's a difference when the competition is in season to it being the first time. Let's be honest. The first time in the Champions League, English team didn't even want to be in it. That's the reality. It took
guess what?
Time.
Now,
the first World Cup, team did not want to be in it.
Okay,
I don't disagree with you. I'm not discrediting it, and I think it's a good idea. And maybe in 8 years, 10 years, 15 years time from now, it's going to have much more prestige, and it's going to be It's going to be viewed as the biggest potential trophy you can win. But at this moment in time, I think if it wasn't for the massive financial benefit, some teams might have said, you know what, maybe we shouldn't enter this competition.
Okay,
that's all possible. And you can tell because of the teams that are in there being competitive and wanting to win it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I think we would have already kind of seen like clubs not wanting to take the competition.
No one's going to listen because I'm an Arsenal fan. That's what people
listen. I think just before we move on from this topic, I really believe that Egal is approaching this the wrong way. Listen, I'll say this right now. The reason why all of our clubs, and I mean all, so let's not all bullshit here. The reason why all of our clubs decided to join the Super League was the money. So Lewis is right. Money fucking matters. Like, just stop bullshitting. In football, clubs will do anything for more money. If someone said, every win in the Champions League gets you 20 million, you won't see like slot rotating in a dead game against like Girona or whatever. Like, he's actually going to take it seriously to try to win, to make that extra money. So money does make the world go around. I think my issue was actually the biggest issue for people because except Egal and Jacob, 4 of us on this panel have seen our clubs compete in the Club World Cup. It is such an amazing thing to play against the champion of another continent. I've said my issue with it. Even Lewis here's the thing that I'm saying. That's the only problem I have with it. Other than that, I think it's a good competition. I just think the issue is just the timing. Because some players, and I said this last time, look, Enzo Fernandez is not going to have time off for 4 years in a row. So that's why when Klopp comes out and says there's too many games and blah, 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 he ain't lying. Yeah, Musiala just got injured.
Yeah, but
the thing is now, this whole deep
conversation, injury, though.
This whole deep conversation does not excuse Manchester City getting knocked out by Al Hilal because we have moved on from this conversation.
Good deflection.
Because everyone will say Chelsea got to the final because they only had an easy run through. Okay, Habibi, you played Al Hilal.
Bring me
now
my trophy.
You got knocked out by Al Hilal. Now what?
Wait, there's a deeper conversation we're not having about Man City. This is how they usually lose games on a regular basis. And their players after the game, their club captain, Bernardo Silva, if I'm not mistaken, is your club captain, coming out saying the same old bullshit. Well, this is how teams have to play to beat us. Well, similar to how Chelsea has a blueprint on how teams could play against them to benefit. Man City's blueprint from last year worked against you once again. Now, don't get me wrong. The goalkeeper had to have an amazing performance. Right. But Manchester City on the counterattack are still suspect. Your defense is still suspect. And for you to concede 4 goals to a team that, let's be honest, you should have a much better performance versus Al Hilal.
And you conceded 4 against the 17th
place.
They
surprised you.
You know what? The funny thing is, I don't need to be here for these conversations.
Guys, let me finish.
I don't need to be here, guys. You guys are talking amongst yourselves. That's fine.
No, Vator. I want to hear you out in a second. But my main point is, aren't you now concerned that these are the same glaring issues you had last season, even with Rodri?
No, there's no concerns right now because you're going to take the Al Hilal game, but you're going to ignore that Juventus played us the exact same way. And
but you conceded 2 goals to Juventus also.
Yeah, we also scored 5 against them, and we were a lot more comfortable. And the difference is even when they scored that second goal, it was pretty late. It required them to actually have a great counter. Now, the reason why I'm not concerned is because, like I said earlier, which you want to ignore or maybe you want to troll, it is preseason. I know my manager was trying something. I don't think he's going to be playing this exact same way moving forward. And if he is, you saw one example where we won versus Juventus, and you saw another example where we lost.
So he's not taking the competition serious, Vader. Is that what you're telling me?
He didn't take that round like it was a final. He played that round while still tinkering, right? There's a reason why your managers crashed out of a few cup runs, because he just didn't get it right. Doesn't mean that the system's not right. Doesn't mean that he's not going to have success moving forward. It just wasn't right on the day. Al Hilal had the result that they wanted. They were clinical on counters, and they got it right. Do I think my manager is going to be able to get it right for this upcoming season? Do I expect everybody on this panel and more to play more like that style? Yes. So my manager's got to figure it out. I'm confident that we will. It's that simple. We lost in a competition that I
You want to know something? In the words of Egal, watching City concede those goals, I would like to introduce you all to a person called Pepin Linders. Those 4 goals conceded was the same exact thing as watching a Liverpool game for the last 2 years with Jurgen Klopp. Ping pong football.
How long was it there? How long was it
like
there?
this. And you want to know how I know what I'm saying is right? Look at Bernardo Silva's comments after the game. We didn't press them enough. We didn't run at them enough. I'm telling you right now, I'm telling every single one of you guys right now, if Pep Linders even gets 20%, 25% power at Manchester City next season, they are royally fucked. Because when come December time and January time, literally the players will be tired as shit already. They'd have ran like more than everyone else in the league. I promise you guys, just wait and see. And you'll see with your very noise. We'll let Vator have the final say, and then we'll move on to another club. Go ahead, Vator.
Because I do have to go. Because you know Pep Linders so well, were Bernardo Silva's comments in contradictory to what Pep Linders would want, or was it to encourage what Pep Linders wanted? Can you tell me?
I'm talking about Bernardo Silva's comments after the game, and I'm paraphrasing here. He was referring to Manchester City press.
Yeah, so we weren't doing it good enough. We weren't doing enough of it. Wait, we allowed space behind. Oh, okay, so we were pressing inaccurately. That's why there was space behind.
Yeah.
And that's Pep Linders' influence on City.
Of course, that's what Pep did to that's when Pep Linders got more power. By the way, you think I'm making shit up?
No. I just wanted clarity. No,
okay. All the Liverpool fans in the chat.
I get that.
In the chat, if you know everything I said is true and it applied to Liverpool in the last 2 club years.
No, that's all great.
Every Liverpool fan in chat.
Awesome. But I just want to be consistent because Egal said it's looking very familiar to last season. Pep Linders wasn't here last season, so that's why.
No, but your defense was shaky last season, and in this tournament, I've seen your goalkeeper give away the ball for an easy goal. I've seen your defense split wide open.
I gotta go. Don't make it long. Are you just saying that? Are you saying that because one thing is my press, one thing is my defense? So
what's the chat?
I think your midfield and defense is still suspect.
Okay. All right. We will see how things work out when the first ball is kicked at the start of the season. I believe we're going to be playing maybe 1-2 preseason games, but I myself, because you guys aren't gonna label me as a gaslighter. I myself have us as third favorites moving forward next season because of what Liverpool have done, because of what Arsenal have just acquired in terms of their attack, and I think it's going to be really close. I got to see more from Chelsea, but I think it might even be Chelsea edging us in terms of the favorites for next season. So bless. I'll catch you guys moving forward.
Big up.
We still need
to be back in 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna make moves. 15-20 minutes.
Okay. Big up to Red Indian says, no matter who Spurs sign, the best signing will be Thomas Frank. You're all missing the point here, I think.
Yeah, there you go. I don't want to say your name because of the current, climate here in the country, but give the land back to the natives.
That's crazy.
Does that answer the question?
Big up to all of you guys. 1,200 people locked in. Guys, let's try to get to 500 likes. Wallahi, it's free. Wallahi, it's free button. Close the live chat and like the video. It costs you nothing. It's literally free. We're at 300. Let's just get to 500 likes. That's all I'm asking for. 50%. You get me? That's a good conversion rate. Anyway, next club I want to talk about Manchester United. Brother Shik. You get me?
Yeah.
We did a stream from 3 weeks ago when we got the Ornstein and Buemo Bomba. Still nothing happened. What's this?
Yeah. More money to our club. Because we have a
by the way, Egal, this will be what we'll probably need for Nonny. So if you could.
I think we have a 20% sell clause, so we get some money from this as well. Hopefully that we can
Anyway,
use
no one
that
cares
to-
about Newcastle. So go ahead, Sheik.
Yeah, I mean, I was on Flawless's channel earlier and I was talking about this. There's just been, I mean, I asked him, to you guys in the panel too, like, did we finish 15th last year? Did we lose a European Cup final last year? Did we?
Yes, you did.
Because it doesn't feel like our club is moving that way. There's been a severe lack of urgency in terms of outgoings, in terms of signings. I mean, I don't have to sit here and tell you what we need in our club. It's pretty obvious that we need a big clear out. And we're heading into preseason in about 2 to 3 weeks. And, you know, everyone, all these people who were talking about, well, we need these players by preseason, we need all this type of stuff. I'm just holding Ineos accountable. I told everyone since the beginning that I don't trust these guys. These guys are still shaking hands with the Glazers. These guys are still, you know, talking to them, and ultimately they do answer to them. And this is just how our club is moving currently. It doesn't feel like we've finished 15. It just we're just absolutely chilling. It's like we're on an island, you know, sipping margaritas and stuff like that and acting like everything's okay. So we're hearing about, you know, certain players don't want to leave. And I think there was a tweet out today about Rasmus Højlund. He wants to stay, or his desire is to stay. And that we've had, you know, talks have been there about with like Inter of him moving. I think Ineos just need to simply act as employers. Stop listening to what managers and players have to say. And if you actually want to turn this stuff around, then you have to start acting like employers of this club rather than acting like employees yourself. I said this on Flawless's channel today. Every time it just seems like when they have meetings and when Ruben Amorim walks in and Bruno Fernandes walks in, Omar Morata stands up and tells everybody to keep quiet because they want to hear what these guys have to say. You're supposed to stand up and you're supposed to speak yourself. And that's kind of how the whole situation is going. With the whole Gyokeres thing, like, you know, people are going to say he rejected us, this and that. I'm sure Ruben Amorim has talked to him. Cool. Now, Gyokeres is not the only striker out there. You can still go out. I've been saying this. There are prem strikers currently that we can go for that can still improve.
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin.
Not Calvert-Lewin. I'm not talking about Calvert-Lewin.
In the last 2 years, though, how much money have y'all spent on the striker's position specifically? I think it's...
Well, we just spent on Højlund, which was 75 million on Højlund. Xerxes, well, I didn't really...
It was like 35, right? From Genoa?
From...
Or...
what team it was. I actually can't remember. But yeah, like I think it was around 35 to 40 million for him. But yeah, those are the only two strikers that we've had. But then the lack of urgency in terms of attacking players that we've spent on has been there too. Like us spending... how much ever money we spend on Cunha, I think 62 million. And it looks like we're about to spend another 60 million on Mbeumo. That's two wingers that we spent on. And in the past like couple of seasons, we've only pretty much bought two strikers. And Xerxes, I don't really have a problem with. Bologna, that's the team, right? Xerxes, I don't really have a problem with. I didn't think he was someone who was going to get us goals and be an out-and-out striker for us anyways, because watching him at Bologna, he's more like a false nine, kind of like a 10. That's how we utilized him, and that's why we didn't see him score enough goals for us this season either. But the whole problem with this is like, okay, if Gyokeres is not available, Delap was our first, he was someone that we wanted to get, went to Chelsea. Gyokeres looks like he's going to Arsenal. Cool, move on. Go to other strikers. I've been saying this, Mateta can come to our team and still improve us. Like, we're putting good players around a striker that we're possibly looking to get. And it's one of those type of things where I think that's what the most important thing is for us. And
this is what I seen online today. Mm-hmm. You guys are trying to do a Christmas tree of terrible players. What's going on?
Well, this is the thing. So Mbeumo should be added to that. Fernandes is in his wrong position because Fernandes is going to play in the pivot. Ahmad and Dorgu, I get it, which I don't think really are problems. So Cunha and Mbeumo plays on that right side 10, and then whoever our striker is, I don't think it's going to be Calvert-Lewin. I think it's just, you know, small talk and just links being thrown out there.
Are you linked to NDD?
I don't even think we're really linked to NDD like that. I don't think we've, other than Ederson, we haven't been linked to we haven't had concrete links with a midfielder.
Let me just say this. Is it that bad that you have Manchester United fans saying wow about this team?
I think they're saying wow in terms of like how bad it is. I don't think they're saying wow.
Yeah, but that's literally Egal's point. Is it that bad? Yes, it is that bad, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Again, I'm telling you this.
Fucking 15th, and you're asking, is it that bad?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's
definitely the worst ever Premier League finish. Of course, it's that bad.
No, I thought they were getting excited about that team.
I have. No, they're not getting excited.
There's nothing to get excited about.
There's nothing to get excited about. Exactly, and it's my whole issue is, again, I just don't understand this lack of urgency. And people are gonna sit here and tell me it's just July, it's just all these type of things. But those are the same people that told us that we needed Ruben Amorim's players by preseason so that we can get the season starting and going. Gyokeres just signed for Arsenal, guys. We're gonna play him in the first game of the season at Old Trafford. He's going to be playing his ex-manager. So it's one of those type of things, and we play Arsenal, we play I think it's Fulham away, then we play Burnley at home, then we play Manchester City away, and then we play Chelsea at home. So we could realistically start off with 3 points and a possible 15. And we're supposed to have one game a season, and there's already massive pressure on Ruben Amorim going into this season. And again, it just goes back to that. Like, I don't understand the whole lack of urgency when it comes to outgoings and incoming of players too. Like, we just heard, I think last week, that there was a list of players that wanted to leave, and they've been told, whatever, to find their own clubs, this and that. I mean, when you're hearing about Rasmus Højlund wants to stay, to be honest, as much as I don't rate him as a player, why would someone who's earning a good amount of money at our club want to go and leave, especially when the club is not making it known that they want to get rid of him? And that's where the issue is.
Did Denmark qualify World Cup?
I'm not sure if they did, to be honest. But I was just going to get to that too. There will come a point in time where some of these players are just going to have to accept going to some of these clubs that they're going to eventually get linked with, because a lot of these guys want to play in the World Cup. World Cup's around the corner. It's literally next year. And I know Rashford wants to be in the England team. I know a lot of these guys want to play for their their respective clubs. So it's the issue of the club needs to start making it known that they are the ones that want to get rid of these players. The reason why we didn't get rid of Bruno Fernandes for 100 million, which I think was a big setback, because we could have used that money to. I think Mbeumo would have been done by now if we had gotten that money for Bruno Fernandes. Is that we went to him and we asked him, "What do you want to do? Do you want to actually be here and do you want to stay?" We went to the manager and asked him, "What do you want to do with Bruno Fernandes? Do you want to keep him or not?" And that's the issue. Stop acting like you are the employees. Act like you are the employers, because that's what you are. And make decisions for the betterment of the club. Stop caring about what fans say. Stop caring about what players want to do. You need to make a decision for the club itself. And that's why we are in the situation that we are in. They want to keep guys they want to keep players who've just had a 15th place finish in the Premier League and lost another European final. And we're sitting here acting like it's okay. There's some sort of turnaround.
The reason why I agree with what Shik's saying, and that's what Staffy was saying as well, and I agree with both of their approaches. Brother, listen, these players finished 15th. Like, we have to be objective here, and everyone just stop bullshitting. They got to like 40 plus points literally last game week. Why we sat here and lying, bro? These players are just not good enough for Manchester United. They're not good enough to take them anywhere respectable at all, by the way. Like, literally at all. So they need to do a lot to change their football club. They need to do a lot of transfers. They need to do a lot of changes. And that's the thing. And if they're bullshitting already, it's a problem. It's a complete problem for them to start, like, just keep bullshitting right now, because it just doesn't work. They need to do a lot of things right. They need to change their football club, and that's the thing. And this is true from MNE. Like, it's literally just rotten from the core. At this moment in time, Man United need a lot of improvement, man. A lot of change. And like, they still haven't really changed anything. And I would have thought by now, because it's like literally July 7th, they would have had Mbeumo through the door, blah blah blah. But they've done nothing. By the way, the first time we, like, as A-listers, we spoke about Mbeumo was literally when, 3 weeks ago now?
A month ago. Around June 6th, June 4th or June 6th was when we first.
You want to know something? Let me go to A-listers playlist right now.
The first bid was was on June 6th or June 4th. It was one of those 2 days. And then we got the second bid after 3 weeks.
Okay, watch this. It's June 7th, right? You want to know when was the Mbeumo to Man United bomba? June 2nd. Literally a month and 5 days ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
why is it taking so long?
Because I think there's a couple of things. One, obviously, you have to realize that Mbeumo is Brentford's most valuable asset. They're going to obviously try to pinch as much money as they can for him. Second of all, you know how we deal when it comes to players. We have paid excess amount of money for players who have not even been close to Mbeumo's level in the past. Third, they're looking at a couple of things. Now, the whole Anthony Elanga to Newcastle, I think they're looking at that too, because we're getting money from that. There's a 20% sell-on clause that we put on Elanga's deal, so we're going to be getting money for that. They're probably thinking, okay, now that they're actually getting money from Elanga's deal, they should probably put in a little bit more. They also wanted, I think that they have brought up, I think in the past, is Mbeumo was better in terms of GNA output, in terms of season performances than Cunha. And we paid around 62 million in terms of his release clause for Cunha, so they want a price close to him. And these are all things that I understand why Brentford are doing all these. But again, it's for us. We've had money from the Sancho deal. We got paid 5 million from the Sancho deal. We've been messing about for 5 million. People are talking about, is he overpriced and this and that? I don't care about all that. We put in a 55 plus 10 million bid. I think we started off at 45 plus 10, and then we went to 55 plus 10. I think they're looking for around 60 and then 10 million on add-ons. Do it. Now we're going to get money for Elanga. Do it. Put in that 60 plus 10 million, and I think that we'll get to some sort of agreement. And who knows, maybe this Elanga deal does accelerate it. And do I think we eventually get Mbeumo? Of course I do. I think we do get Mbeumo eventually over the line. The issue is that we've...
Yeah, but you're going to negotiate, and anyway, just pay what Brentford want.
Yeah, I think it's just the players made it, like, he's made it very clear that he wants to join our club. There will come a point of time where he's not going to show up to training, all those type of things. I don't think he's going to be on this whole respectful thing towards them. He wants to join. And I think we just need to, go ahead and pay that 60 plus 10. I don't think it's overpriced for him. The guy had 20 goals last season. The guy has consistently had about 15 to 16 GNA in the past 3 years. Everyone was like, oh, Tony leaving Brentford, he's going to fall off. He didn't fall off. He's been consistently performing. I think all of us would take him at our club. And I think it's just a situation where market's inflated, all of these type of things. Main thing is,
You've named
that
2 players so far. You may as well go for the third that, Tommy's had a hand in helping become the player that they became.
Wissa? Are you talking about Wissa?
Yeah. May as well go for him too.
What is he? Who does Mons calls him? What? Hobbs and Shaw. Those 2 guys. Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw. Again, my thing really is, again,
I actually think Wissa's a good player. I ain't even gonna lie.
It's just urgency from Ineos. I don't think United fans understand. These are the same United fans who told us that they wanted some sort of structure. All right, bro, you're seeing the structure right in front of you. Where's the structure? You have people appointed to certain positions who are not doing their job. They do 10-hour meetings, just drinking coffee and eating donuts all the time. They messed about with the whole manager situation. And now these are people who are going to be here for a very, very long time. They're going to be making decisions like this. I think one thing that they need to worry about, considering how this whole transfer window is going, is that if Ruben Amorim does not get the results by a certain period of time, it's going to come a time where a lot of the fan base is going to voice to sack him.
Let me tell you something.
When they do voice to sack him, you need to be preparing about who the next manager is going to be.
Shik.
Do I trust them to make another managerial decision correctly again? No, I don't trust them to do anything at this point.
Shik, you're going to get a documentary, though.
We're not going to it. I just heard that we were going to pull out.
Whether they don't know whether the time is appropriate due to the first team.
No. Have you pull up David Ornstein's tweet?
That's all the more appropriate, mate.
Pull up David Ornstein's tweet, because I think they said that we ended those talks.
The problem is with All or Nothing Man United, we already know the answer to the question.
Bro,
Nothing.
do I want to?
All or Nothing last season would have slapped, man.
That's what I'm saying. Do I want to see
15th place for United, All or Nothing?
It can be galvanizing.
Punching up TVs.
They forget the cameras are in the room.
How does a TV show galvanize?
They forget the cameras are in the room, I'm telling you.
No, they will not. No, they will not.
To be honest, I don't care about all this type of stuff. I just want our club to be back to some sort of competitive level again, and I just don't think Ineos are doing that. And I'm going to continue to call them out. And that's
I'm not going to lie. I don't think Manchester United are going to, have a bad window. I think they're going to spend a lot of money. They're just waiting because some of the players they want might not be available to them yet. And later in the window, those players might be more willing to move to Manchester United. And at this moment in time, maybe they're just having their vacation or just seeing their options.
Fair enough. I think incomings are a very big thing, of course, but then outgoings are a big issue. Again, I do not want to start off the season with majority of the squad that had us finishing 15th last season. That's the problem with me. I don't want to see Onana in goal. I don't want to see, Garnacho playing. I don't want to see Højlund starting. I don't want to see these guys. And I think that's where the situation is, because we're not currently linked to get a lot of these players away. We heard a list like last week of Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Garnacho, some of these guys who were looking to get linked away. Why wasn't Onana and Højlund part of that list too? Like, Onana has literally, Lewis talks about his problems with his goalkeeper, with Sanchez. It's the same thing with us too. This guy has consistently been, and Lewis knows exactly what I'm going through, because every single game, this guy's an absolute liability. Like,
Sheik, I know you're frustrated, but there is light.
Of course, I would be frustrated.
There is light at the end. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Surely you can't be as bad as you were last year.
I mean, again, it goes back to if Ineos are acting like this when we finish 15th, brother, how low do we have to get to in order for you guys to actually start making decisions?
Bro,
That's where I'm at.
You're solving your problem with the goals. Your defense wasn't that bad last year. You solve your problems with your goals. You get one or two more attackers. You're going to be right back up there in middle of the pack. It's not going to be bottom of the table like last year.
My thing is that I think this is the perfect time for us to have some sort of a revamp. We're playing one game a season. One game a week. One game a week means that you can trim your squad down to about 25 or how much ever number it is. I think this is the best situation for us to try to do that.
25. You need like 20, bro.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, like we can. My point is that we could. This is the best situation for us to try to trim down our squad. And are we looking to trim down our squad currently? It doesn't seem like it. The whole Bruno Fernandes situation should have been dealt with. No club out there in Europe was willing to pay 100 million for a 31-year-old midfielder. And this guy said that he still thinks that he can win the big trophies at our club. But we're not even going to make the Champions League in the next 2-3 years at this point. So I think
Man United are bullshitting in terms of sales too, like the Garnacho thing and everything. I watched, I think, Saeed and those guys like debate about it, and I agree with them. Like, listen, just take the 40 million and keep it stepping.
Yeah, why are we putting a 60 million price tag on Garnacho? Who the hell
no one's
cares?
Leave it there, man.
Nobody cares. Like, nobody cares about this shit. Why are we still penny pinching over these players, looking to see that we can get some sort of profit off of them? Like, it doesn't matter. At this point, it doesn't matter, bro. It really, really doesn't. We've been through the depths of hell, and we're thinking about, oh, well, we can get 20 to 30 million profit off of this guy. Get them gone, bro. Get them absolute gone. It's a shit show. Like, we're sitting here making excuses for players who had us finishing 15th. And
let's move on. Talk about Arsenal.
I have more belief in your team doing something than you.
They have more. What to believe? They finished 15th. Egal. Stop gaslighting.
They're gonna make
Vator left, and you want to do Vator's job. Please allow it, bro. Anyway, let's talk about Arsenal.
Enough, that's what you think.
Yeah, exactly. Allow it.
Enough.
Let's talk about the Arsenal, please. I think that's the most exciting topic of today. Big up to all of you guys locked in, guys. We are at like 370 likes. Make sure, guys, push the video to 500 likes, please. Everyone, close your live chat and hit the like button. We're closing in on 500 likes, and that was the target at the start. Thank you to everyone locked in. Thank you to everyone who supports the channel with you guys' help. The like button, the subscribe button, the share button, everything helps out. I appreciate you all. Big up to Red Indian, who says, Egal, am I right to say the way Arsenal win the league is what Fergie did when he signed Robin Van Persie, the ball to him, but Arsenal don't play exactly that way? And that's the perfect question to ask Egal now. And that's the perfect question to ask Egal now. You get me? Who told you it's here we go almost? Nobody. Anyway, make sure guys are liking and subscribing. So, brother Egal, you were depressed on Saturday. You're very happy today. What's going on?
Listen, this is what we wanted. We wanted a striker, and you guys know I've wanted Gyokeres over Sesko the whole time. So I'm very happy that we actually ended up doing what I thought we should have done. Gyokeres. The main key thing is, you guys don't realize how many times does Bukayo Saka create so many chances across the box or in the box that nobody gets to the end of. The way that we've been playing is going to probably change because you now have a striker who's going to need more of a focal point. And I don't think there's a situation where we don't see a change. That's why we're getting more facilitators. That's why we're trying to get someone like a Eze or someone like a Rodrigo. And we're trying to get more facilitators and less players who end up either scoring or trying to take their own chances. We're probably going to move off Trossard. We're going to see Bukayo Saka maybe playing more as a facilitator and less of a goal threat. And I am happy because Gyokeres, even though you guys are questioning, some people are questioning Gyokeres, we've seen what Mikel Arteta was able to do with Mikel Moreno. It was kind of clunky. It wasn't beautiful, but it was effective for at least a 17-game period to get us through that. Right. So if we can do that with Mikel Moreno, who's not even a striker, who's not even an attacking player, he's a midfielder, then I think we'll see great things from Victor Gyokeres. And I'm quite excited because the mentality is key for me. Sesko, the mentality I was hearing was he's not sure this is the right place for his development. We're hearing stuff like he's not sure he could overtake Havertz over last summer. We heard he wasn't sure he could overtake Havertz. Well, Gyokeres, if we're going to take Clive's words for our Arsenal Vision podcast, he said, this man said, I want the number 9 shirt. I'm coming to take that job. I'll probably be taking it within the next couple of months. And even when we played him, we were 5-1 up and he's busting his gut, taking the whole ball, taking the ball from one side of the pitch to from his own half all the way to the other side, 1v1 and hitting the post. This is a fighter. He's a guy who gets to the end of chances. He's 2-footed. He can pass well in the final third. I don't care what people say about, he might not be as silky as Jesus. We've had Jesus, we've had Havertz, we've had all these strikers in the past who are silky. I just need somebody like Alan Shearer who will just strike the ball with brute force in the final third, be it right foot, left foot, and try to get that ball on target and get it in the back of the net. All this fancy footwork and everything else, it looks nice, but it won't get you anywhere if you're not getting the goals. And I do think no matter what happens, if we get Victor Gyokeres and we play to facilitate to him I think we can get the best out of him. And I expect minimum for him to come in and immediately be our top goal scorer, taking penalties also. No more penalties for Odegaard, Saka. This is a man who doesn't miss penalties, where he's the one taking the penalties. He walks in right away and he's taking the penalties. He's the main guy. We're focusing our attack around. And you don't make an investment like this without focusing on getting the best out of them. And yeah, I'm quite excited, man. I'm quite excited. He's already played in the championship. He's already played with Brighton when he was younger. Now he's developed. He's a little bit more older. He's going to be coming back. Hopefully he takes the league by storm.
How many goals do you think he can score next season?
Realistically, some people are gassed. They're saying 30. All comps, I think realistically like 25 is 20 to 25.
Oh no, that's not what Troops is saying.
And in the league, I'm saying like, what is it? 18 in the league, maybe?
Sod yesterday said 20 in the league.
Yeah, I heard Todd say 20 in the league.
I wouldn't expect the same numbers from Portugal.
15 to 20 in the league makes sense. But I'm saying 20 is like on the high end.
He always loves avoiding expectations.
1 second.
15 to 20. You cannot say 15 to 20.
Yeah, 15 to 20 is realistic range.
No, 15 to 20 is what fucking Havertz got. Allow it.
Yeah,
20
I thought you
plus.
guys said he's the gunman. This and that.
20
1
plus,
second.
bro.
In the league, not all
Yes,
comps.
I'm talking about in the fucking league as well. In the league, you should want 20 plus.
last season.
Goals will go around. I can't give you an exact prediction. That's why I give you a range.
Oh, we're going to sign Victor Gyokeres. He's a gunman. 15 to 20.
Wait,
Wow,
so
well
if you
done.
say 15 to 20, Delap had like
Well done.
12
Here
goals
we
with
go.
Ipswich.
Here we go.
We're saying he's
Yeah.
better than Delap for sure. So I think
Yeah, he's definitely
expectations
better
should be a
than
little bit
Delap.
higher.
But
Also, I do
here's
want to
the-
say I think hats off.
I mean, I'm just waiting to see what Gyokeres does in the Premier League. I ain't gonna try.
No, but you guys are acting like 18, 19, 20 is ridiculously low. It's not. I'm just being realistic here. If I came here and said he's getting 30 goals, you call me deluded. I come here with a realistic number.
Problem is
I come here with a
you want to
realistic
avoid
number. You do the
expectations
opposite.
so
I think you're
badly.
kind of you're kind
No,
of
no,
sitting
guys,
on-
let
you're
me-
kind
let's-
of sitting
guys,
on-
Yeah, what he's
guys.
basically saying is, man, are gonna do Gyokeres and all of that stuff, and then be
Yeah,
like,
only for 15 to 20 goals.
Listen,
Okay, these are the players.
I
Yeah,
expect
Habibi,
Arsenal to spread the goals around.
Egal, 1 second. Let me present the argument. Why are you so quick to just bullshit? Anyway, so these are the players. First of all, 14 goals, Jørgen Strand Larsen. 15 goals, bad season, Cole
Shout out
Palmer.
Strand Larson every
15
time.
goals, Cunha. 16 goals, Watkins. 19 goals, Vissa. 20 goals, Mbuemo. 20 goals, Chris Wood. Forget Salah, Isak, Khaled. I'm not even going to bring them up. You're telling me he's at the same caliber as fucking Mbuemo and Vissa and Ollie Watkins and Strand Larsen. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, let me stop you
Don't
right there.
avoid expectations. If we sign Isak, I will say he should score 20 plus goals. End of. Khalas, done. No bullshit. When you sign a gunman, expectation is 20 plus. Do not change how football fans move from the beginning of time.
1 second.
Simple as.
20
Lewis, if you sign Osimhen tomorrow, would it be too much to expect 20 goals in the league?
2025.
There you
Guys,
go.
guys,
I will also say
guys,
this, though.
can
There's
we
another-
speak? Can I speak for a second?
Thank
We're not too far removed from where there was a 3-season span where 23 goals won you the Golden Boot. That was just literally like 4 years ago, where 23 goals, 24 goals would win you the Golden Boot. So I'm not sitting here saying
out
he's going to win the
Youngman's
Golden
son.
Boot.
How many did
I
Havertz
don't
last
think it's
season?
unrealistic to sit here and say 15 to 20 league goals in your first league campaign is realistically low. it could be 20.
15's pretty low.
Even if I just said 20, I think even that is slightly ambitious. Maybe 19, maybe, but all competitions, I expect him to at least get 25 to 30.
Okay,
That's
fair
bullshit,
enough.
Egal.
I did want to say hats off
And
to
how many
Arsenal's
trophy
PR,
lists?
by the way. Arsenal's
Because
PR
don't forget, Havertz is still going to play in this team.
Yep, Havertz's going to be starting.
Yeah, he's
Havertz is probably going to start some of these cup games. Gyokeres is only going to be playing the Premier League games and Champions League games. They're going to rotate. You're not going to have every single game where Gyokeres is starting. So even then, the goals are going to get spread around. It's not a
What's the price
situation where
tag?
we're going to see we're going to be seeing 50 goals from him in his first season. I'll give you guys a realistic number. You don't want to hear it. You want me to sit here be deluded and give you 40 plus GA. That's
What's
not
the price
happen.
tag?
I
The
get
price
that. I
tag
get
is
that. I don't
58
think
million.
I don't think he's gonna replicate Sporting numbers because obviously the league is much different. He's facing better competition week in week out. But also at the same time, it's like if you guys are gonna say Gyokeres, Gunman, this and that, I think you should be expecting more goals from him.
Forget what they say.
Forget
Shik,
about what we
can I
expect
talk to Shik?
goals. We should
Can I talk to
expect
Shik?
trophies.
Because Shik
Yeah.
brought up something. Forget replicating Sporting. I'm not asking you to replicate Sporting either. I'm asking him to score more goals than Mbuemo. That's all I'm asking.
How many goals did
Is that
Havertz
crazy?
get last season?
You know something? I do expect him to outscore Mbuemo and Cunha.
Yeah, so that's 20 plus goals, Egal.
goals.
No, but understand there's two different things. There's scoring 20 goals at Wolves and Brentford, where you're one of the main guys, and scoring 20 goals in an Arsenal team that should have at least three to four other guys who are going to be double digits also.
But you
Last
also
season,
create a lot of
last
chances for
season
your
the
strikers.
fault
That's
that we
the
had
thing.
was nobody was over double digit goals last season in this team.
So we did say that he's probably going to take penalties, right? So adding penalties to it too, and then also adding to how many ever chances Arsenal do normally create, set piece FC, this and that, all of that. I think over 20 is not crazy. I think 20 goals.
I'm tempering expectations because I think Kai Havertz is going to play a lot of minutes also, and it's going to be a thing where they share the striker position at times.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to sign Gyokeres to play Kai Havertz. 100%.
No, Kai Havertz is still going to play.
Yeah, maybe Kai Havertz will play, but it's going to be minimal role compared to Gyokeres. Gyokeres is the gunman. Let me just read this, and then we carry on the conversation. I think goal tally for Gyokeres is dead. Arsenal win now mode. 12 vital goals and they win the league. Not flop. 30 goals and no trophies equal flop. No. I disagree with this logic.
I agree with him.
No. This is bullshit. I disagree with this logic. If Gyokeres scores 40 goals next season, but Arsenal don't win the league, Gyokeres has not flopped. We cannot move goalposts and narratives.
No, because people say Declan Rice has been a flop.
Can I defend your club? Can I defend your club, please? When you sign a gunman and he scores goals, that's his job. That's his job. If Arsenal concede 45 goals next season and their defense is leaking, you can't say blame Gyokeres. We can't cook Arsenal for everything. We're going to talk about Madueke and shit now, so don't worry. Like, we'll speak about all those things. We can have objective conversations.
Gary Nwaneri, let's go.
Gyokeres scores 30 goals and they win nothing. That's not on Gyokeres. He ain't a flop.
Yeah,
he did his job. He did his job. So your logic is wrong. The reason why you say goal tally is dead and I disagree with you is, look, every striker that you score has expectations. Mbuemo signs for Manchester United. He's going to play right 10. Let's say Shik's expectations is, look, in the right 10, because it's not forward, right? Because it's right 10, get me 12 goals, 12 assists, good season, no problem. But everyone has number expectations. What I said about Florian Wirtz as well. What did I say about Wirtz? I want 10 goals, 10 assists minimum, and I want him to be important in the big games. So, like, every player has expectations. And I'm sorry, don't go sign one of the best strikers in the world for the last, 2-3 years and come tell me, oh my God, bro, he should score 15 to 20. So one more goal.
Well, Hussam, you missed
one more goal than Strand Larsen. Is that what you're saying?
Hussam, you missed the part where I said another 10 goals from the other competitions also. So I'm expecting
talking Prem only. I'm not missing the point.
One second. I'm expecting all competitions 25 to 30. But in the Premier League, 15 to 20 is realistic.
No, it's not. I'm talking Prem only. I'm not missing the point. You want to know why I'm talking Prem only? Because let's all be. I see how I'm being honest.
If I could meet in there in the middle a little bit, I do see Egal's point in saying a realistic number for final Premier League goal tally to be. I think 15 is a little low, but it's also still very realistic. It is a guy's first year at a club, and I mean, with that price tag, I wouldn't even be like. I didn't expect Dominic Solanke to get 15 to 20 goals, and he cost more than that. You know
That's
what I
like
mean?
Nicholas Jackson had 15 goals last season, and the amount of chances that he missed. If Chelsea had maybe a better striker than him, he'd probably have 20 plus.
That's
what I'm trying to say.
1 second. For once, I give you guys a realistic number. You want me to sit here and say 50 goals? No, I'm giving you a realistic number.
I just said the opposite. Now you're making me regret agreeing
I just think you guys want me to over dramatize the signing. It's a great signing, but what he does for our game and the ability to be able to get over the line is completely different to the amount of individual goals I think like he's going to score. I still think Saka's going to get a bunch of goals. I still think whoever we sign on the left wing, Eze, Declan Rice, Odegaard, Martinelli, Havertz, there's going to be so many people in this team that are going to score goals. It's not necessarily all going to be shifted towards one person every single goal. So 15 to 20 in your first season, I don't think is unrealistic or crazy. The reason why you guys are saying, oh, that's crazy, because at Sporting, he's basically the only goal-scoring option. At Arsenal, he might get another 10 or he might get another 9 to 10 assists in all competitions.
Okay, Egal. If Gyokeres is clutch and he scores goals in the big games and he does what's required of him and he gets 18 goals and you get me Arsenal are successful, we're obviously not going to say he's a flop. I'm just simply saying, listen, objective expectations is 20 goals in the Premier League. That's all I'm asking.
Okay, what if
I will say the hype from Arsenal fans is greatly outweighing that price tag.
All competitions, GA, I expect
goal scoring numbers.
I expect a lot more than 40 GA in all competitions because I expect assists also. Don't think he's just going to get goals. He's coming here to also set up other teammates when in the final third. He can set up his teammates also. So it's not only just about goals. I think Gyokeres at Sporting was dependent on to be more of a goal scorer and less of a facilitator in the final third. At Arsenal, not only is he going to get his goals, he's also going to have teammates that can get goals also. And in the final third, he might get more assists also. Don't expect him to just only get.
That we've expected is goals. That's what we said Arsenal need. They need goals.
Yeah, we're gonna get that.
So you're getting a proven goal scorer, and it's crazy for others to expect goals from him.
No, I didn't say it's crazy. I just think you guys want me to sit here and be like, he's gonna score 50, he's gonna score 40. I gave you a realistic number. You don't want
the hype that the players coming in with. It's not crazy that we'd expect a high goal scoring tally from him.
How many goals did Havertz
Hey,
score?
for once, I'm being level-headed, and you guys are the ones being idiots.
How many goals
you guys are the ones saying Glock 9 and all of this stuff.
How many goals?
Yeah, of course, bro. What the hell? You're gonna be gassed about not. You haven't signed a striker in a long time. Nobody else in world football is signing a striker that scored 97 goals in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Get gassed and then expect a lower goal tally.
Yeah, because at the same time, I'm tempering expectations. I don't think it's a situation where I can sit here and expect the same numbers as the Portuguese league.
You're smart.
Okay, guys, now this is a full circle moment. You want to know why this is a full circle moment? Remember at the start of the stream when I said the 2 disingenuous ones are Egal and Vator, and he was like, why am I disingenuous? Like, he's innocent, right? From the start of me speaking, I said I don't expect Sporting numbers. I made that very clear. By the way, here you go. Egal, just so you know it's not an agenda, watch. Hamad Farhad, very positive Arsenal fan. He's not even like, oh my God, get Arteta out of my club, nothing. Very positive. He says, don't care. I want 20, 25 goals in the Prem. Yeah, Habibi, Gyokeres is gonna play Egal, Habibi. He's gonna play games against fucking Burnley and fucking Leeds. Like, he's gonna play 6 games against relegated promoted sides. He's gonna play against Brentford at the Emirates. He's gonna play these games. He's gonna play against Open Brighton. He's gonna have all the space in the world to run into, and you cannot even expecting 20 goals. Yeah, I'm saying 20 goals is literally just.
Bro, we disagree based on 5 goals.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
and I was also honest when I said, listen, Gyokeres scores 18 goals.
But we're 5 goals apart. It's not like it's miles.
But there's a reason why you're bullshitting. You want to know what those 5 goals are? Those 5 goals are, you are in the tier above Cunha, above Mbeumo, above those guys. Because I can't put similar expectations on Gyokeres to fucking Mbeumo and Cunha. Come on now.
Bro, whatever, man. If Havertz was in here, I would say he's gonna easily get that. But the fact that Havertz is gonna get a lot of minutes, I think he's gonna be sharing the role at times, and there's gonna be he's gonna come off maybe 60 minutes. Havertz comes in on a regular basis.
Anyway,
I think it puts a lot of pressure now on Arteta to go ahead and win that league title. Now you got the striker. Can't say you don't have a striker.
We embrace the pressure at this point. We have our own pressure. We're not trying to prove
pressure.
Yeah, we're not really. It's not a thing where it's like, bro, there's already been pressure before we signed him.
But I thought this season was now or never.
Pressure. There was pressure off the back of not winning it for the last 3 years. There's pressure from getting so close for the last 3 years and not winning it. Coming
Yeah,
second.
but in the
3
past
years
3
in a row.
years, you have been saying we need that striker. Now you've gotten that striker. So I think the pressure is, if anything, more. Because now you've gotten that striker.
I know, but that's nothing new. It's always been like this.
But it's also like now or never for Arteta, right?
Yeah, it's always been this way. It's always been, this is the window. You right your wrongs. You go and you solve the issues that you feel like have stopped you from winning in the past. And at this point, if we can't win after we've addressed a lot of the issues that we've had in the past, there's no more excuses. And I've said this on numerous occasions. So pressure, I really do think you guys forget that the first season there was no pressure. Second season there's a little bit of pressure. Last season, because Man City fell off, was like the ultimate now or never kind of thing. If you don't do it now, we got some.
Then you said it was referee decisions and injuries that was the reason that you guys didn't win.
Yeah, and then now this is the season where it's like you can't go in with any more excuses. You have to solve your squad depth. You have to go get your forwards. You have to go invest in the attack. And if we do what we think we're going to do in the window that we look like we're going to have, I'm quite excited about next season, as it looks like we're heading in the right direction. And you guys kind of trying to kill my vibe. Gyökeres, I'm excited about
I'm trying
Gyökeres.
to kill your vibe. I'm just saying.
I'm excited about Gyökeres. I'm excited about the potential of signing Eze or Rodrigo.
I feel like you don't hear me when I say decently not biased things about you or your club.
No,
I literally said that 15 to 20 is actually a realistic number for the price and for the age and for this first year and the amount of competitions he's going to be playing, regardless of Kai Havertz being there or not. I think like Hassam's right as well, in the sense he's going to have a lot of games in the Premier League specifically. But like from the teams that Hassam named, let's say he puts a brace on both of them.
Yeah,
that's almost 20 goals.
That's already 12 goals. See? So I'm not even being disingenuous. That's the thing. No one is mentioning Arteta. You keep calling us out.
When did I say Arteta out? I just said that like Arsenal got.
Yeah, Arteta in. There you go.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, Habibi. Here's the thing.
Yeah, I can be.
I've heard a lot of
fans,
fans, like Arsenal fans, on this channel say that it's now or never, and then that we needed a striker for the past 2-3 years.
Yeah.
They got a striker now, so it's like it's now or never, and we got a striker now. So that's.
I mean, I did feel like, last year in the summer, if they actually signed a Ivan Toney was my choice for. If they had signed Ivan Toney, I was like, I actually can see them winning the league. And
they were linked to Watkins in January too. Like. We remember that, right? Like
I'm glad they didn't do that.
It's a good thing, regardless of what happens. It looks like Liverpool are going to win anyway, so yeah.
Well, Goliath was meant to be brought down.
Unless the Gargantuan Blues actually step up.
Tall trees are meant to be climbed by.
Lewis, you're going to be celebrating top 4 next year.
No, I will not be celebrating top 4. Sorry.
This is a segue to the
we've been there, we've done that. If I don't get a title race, I won't be happy. Minimum.
Me too. Minimum.
Lewis, you're gonna find a way to cheer yourself up. Don't worry.
And speaking of cheering Lewis up, let's cheer Lewis. Anyway, I just want to respond to this guy before I forget.
Vator,
Habibi, here's the thing. I want to mention this. Yahi, we have all positively said Gyokeres is a very good signing. I would have taken Gyokeres at Liverpool. You have been watching all my content for Corner TV, despite the fact you called me out on Twitter. You've been watching all my content from the start of the summer. You've heard me with your own ears say I would take Gyokeres at Liverpool. If I call out Egal for saying 15 goals is what I expect, I have the right to call him out. It's as simple as that. It's a completely normal thing to call him out on. And I'm being very objective about it. I'm saying just score 5 more goals than fucking Cunha. That's all I'm asking for. If that's crazy for you, Habibi, then that's your problem. That's number 1. Number 2, the reason why Egal was mentioned as the disingenuous one at the start of the stream is he wants to avoid expectation. Jacob and Egal are... No, 1 second. Let me speak, please. Jacob and Egal are polar opposites. Jacob is so like pro Spurs. He literally thought that he was going to win the league this season. Like, he's so fucking like... He's so like Spurs is in his blood to the level where he's so... He's
not this year.
He's like delusionally pro like Spurs. Egal gets the striker that he wanted and comes here and says, I expect 15 goals. Yeah, 15 goals is what we expect from fucking Delap, not from fucking Gyokeres. Yeah, let's be serious here. You know, so if next week, inshallah, we're all happy, safe, and healthy, we come here and we do a stream, guys. Isak to Liverpool, here we go. I'm gonna say I expect 15 to 20 goals. Come on now, he's one of the best strikers in Europe. Don't say, oh, you're missing the point. Sporting numbers, no one said that. Don't say all comps, no one said that. We're talking about Prem. The correct expectation is 20 goals, so I'm all for that. Now, I think Gyokeres is going to be a massive success at Arsenal. I think he'll fucking cook. I think he'll do unbelievable for them.
Great signing for them. It's a great.
He's a great signing. And all the bullshit
signing
people who say, "Oh my god, all the goals he scores is just running in behind." Bullshit. I've seen him score goals with his left foot. I've seen him score goals against low block. I've seen him do all these things. So Gyokeres is an amazing signing. Total opposite of Sesko, who's a fucking bum as well. Let's keep that in mind.
I did
And
see
all
on
you
Twitter
Arsenal
someone
fans-
said that they signed.
And I'm going to call up these frauds in the chat. All you fucking Arsenal bums in the chat who try to do Sesko prop, you are all full of shit. And you're all liars. And you're all actors. And you know it. Because when the Sesko Gyokeres thing was happening, and I told you all to your face, Gyokeres is levels above. Watch all of your reaction now when you sign Gyokeres compared to that fucking bum.
How much do you expect from Florian Wirtz? Do you expect double digit?
Florian Wirtz, 10 goals, 10 assists.
So double 20 GA. All
20
comps?
GA, and watch this.
In the league
and,
or all comps?
in league only. And be clutch in the big game too. There you are. And watch this.
So what if he's not
Wirtz
clutch in the shit
will
games
not
and y'all
take-
lose those?
Watch this. Wirtz will not take set pieces and he'll not take penalties either. Now what? So it's going to be 10 non-penalty goals and it's going to be 10 assists. Not set
So-
pieces.
So close. So right around what James Madison numbers is what? you're
Husam, is that
hoping for?
all comps or in the Premier League?
It's just the
No,
Prem.
Prem only. Prem only.
What were James Madison's numbers in the Prem last year?
I don't know.
More than 10 and 10, I think.
Here's the difference. And I'll tell you this, I'm being completely honest. The reason why it's different. The reason why it's different for Liverpool, and you guys all
10
know
and
this.
10 is realistic.
Yeah, and the reason why it's
I
different
was
for,
like
you-
15 and 10, but it's not that
guys,
far.
the reason why it's
But then
different
you
I
include
should know
Champions League?
what.
Let me
should
just
know.
say one word, guys. The reason why it's different for Liverpool, and you guys all know this deep down,
Oh,
is
you're
'cause we
trying so
employ
hard to say
Mohamed
all
Salah.
comps.
It's because we employ Mohamed Salah. Salah will always be the main assister and the main goal scorer and the main everything. That's just it. By the way, Soboslai got like 6
you
and
give the
6,
ball to
and he
Salah,
was
you
the
give
highest
the
goal scorer
extra
midfielder since 2008. Like, so 10
I'm
and
going
10
to
is
be interested to see how you guys set up because everyone's already talking about how Arsenal's going to have to set up with Gyokeres. I really do believe Liverpool have a bigger task on their hand figuring out how they're going to play without Trent than Arsenal do figuring out how we're going to play with Gyokeres.
I want to ask you.
Okay,
too,
so real
10
quick, James Madison had 9 goals, 7 assists. So what you're saying for Wirtz, you want him to get 1 more goal than James Madison and 3 more assists, and you're cool.
For a record signing, yeah, he's cool with that.
But some 10 goals and 10 goals and 10 assists.
In
where are you
Europa, he
saying
had 3 and
plays?
3
I
as well.
said-
So
okay.
In the 10.
Okay.
Are you
Do you
saying
have
he plays in the 10?
Do you have Mohamed Salah, Jacob?
I have
Mohamed
the
Salah.
Korean version.
No, you do not. Salah is the highest usage player in the Premier League. He takes the most shots, he creates the most chances, he does all of that for us. We're not gonna suddenly
We
take
use the
Salah
shit out
from
of
the
this.
team and put it elsewhere. If Wirtz came to Liverpool and Mo left with his contract, I would say I'm expecting 15 and 12, blah, blah, blah. Because then I'd expect him to take penalties. I expect him to do so many different things. When you employ someone like that, and I'll make like a basketball analogy here. I can't expect Kyrie Irving to get as many points per game playing with Luka Doncic. I can't expect someone playing with Russell Westbrook to have as many points per game because they're high usage. That's what Salah is. Like every chance, every attack almost, we give him the ball. Every chance we give him the ball. And if you guys remember last season, even one of the constructive criticism of my team is I said that it's like they're almost all looking for daddy on the pitch. Like, where's Salah? Let me pass him the ball. Because that's just what they're used to. Because he's just so better than everyone else. So that's why I'm saying 10 and 10. Now, Wirtz took penalties, which he will not. I would say then what? Maybe 15 and 10, something like this. If he took set pieces, I'd say 15 and 13, 15 and 14. And at the end of the day, the second part is the part that you guys keep ignoring, which I say he should be clutch and perform in the big game. Yeah. Because, and this final statement on this whole bullshit topic that you guys bring up again. This is the thing I want to tell you all. I would rather Wirtz score the winner at the Etihad, the winner at the Emirates, the winner at home to Man United, than score a hat-trick against Leeds. Because guess what? I can beat Leeds with anyone. I don't need them to score a hat-trick against Leeds. I don't need this bullshit. You get me? Like Leeds, I can get like a Frimpong shot from far, whatever, Verts shot from far. It doesn't matter. I can beat Leeds with anyone. I can play like whoever the fuck I want. Chiesa, I'll beat Leeds. Adi. No problem. So that's the point. Anyway, I know Jacob has to leave now, so we're gonna move on to talk about Chelsea, and then we're gonna redirect you guys to Jacob Allraven Uncensored. Love you, brother. Appreciate you.
Hey.
Wait, before he goes, anyone addressing you? No one's addressing you. Go ahead.
No one. Yeah, I didn't rattle people too much today, so that's nice. I did a good job.
Jacob, which stream is it, by the way?
I think the title is quote just say yes, guys. Hee hee.
Yeah, just say yes, guys. There you are. Fucking
Is the title?
Nice.
this fucking villain arc, bro, is getting on my nerves. I really.
It's not a villain, bro. Everyone, the first thing you said when you brought me out on the show was, and somebody who's Frank out. I'm like, I'm not Frank out, bro. I'm sipping the.
Why are you
how
talking
can you
like
Frank
I'm
out when you were never Frank in?
Is that moonshine?
Why are you talking like I'm
Say the
Sicilian?
damn hokey
Italian,
pokey.
Huh? Frank out.
Frank.
Yeah, let's
I
see you,
know.
Jacob.
If
Appreciate
y'all
you.
haven't liked the video, I'm just say this: Levy's a better man than you, okay, or woman. But
I wouldn't have
Levy's
it.
better than you if you
I
haven't
can
liked the
neutralize.
video because you're a fraud.
Respect
I
Levy, gave you the rope.
I wouldn't have it
He
personally.
knows what he's doing.
Because
He's not saying Kudus.
we're literally just 20 likes away from 500, and that's our target. Anyway, let me just grab these super chats, and then we'll move on to talk about Chelsea, Madueke, and all these things.
Jails.
Big up James Boras, who says, "Hey Hussam, I'm crushed to hear about Jota. Much love from the outside of from the other side of Merseyside. Also, screw Chelsea. Wallahi, they are checkbook merchants." Here's the thing. James is an Everton fan. Here's the thing, James. Look, I appreciate you so much as well for the love for Jota. You get me. The community, the way we have come together over these last like 3-4 days has just been elite. You know, this community came together, and we did incredibly well for the stream on Thursday as well. And you know, the time that we've spent together over the last 3-4 days has just been incredible, to be honest with you. And my respect for everyone who trusted in me and believed in me. My respect for everyone who showed us love. My respect for everyone who came together with us. Like, I remember the people, all the rivals in the chat who watched the content came in here and they showed love and they showed respect. And that's what football is about, bringing us all together. Of course, we hate each other's clubs and shit, but we're all humans at the end of the day, and that's what matters. And we came together beautifully, man. And this is what shows me the Don Hussam community is elite. We're toxic, but we're elite at the same time. We know when to push the toxicity to the side. So big up to you, James, man. Love to you.
Big up, man.
Big up.
Even though you cussed out my club.
Yeah, hold that. Big up to Spander, says it's unbelievable. Egal can be right on a lot of things like penalty taker, target man, play built around him, and yet say thick stuff like 15 to 20 goals because he doesn't want to get trolled. 20 to 25 million. By the way, Spandan is an Arsenal fan who's also positive, just so you know.
20 to 25 in the league.
Yeah,
No.
that's completely normal for Gyokeres.
20 to 25 in the league. That means he's getting golden boot pretty much.
No. The golden
25
boot winner,
goals.
29.
Yeah, you should be
29
competing for that.
You should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been one of the best strikers in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, that's what Troops said. Troops, I'm you know what, brother? Don't worry, we will do a stream inshallah soon. That fraud said Salah and Haaland were coming for you. Wallahi, I heard them say it. You see you, Troops, yeah?
This
Watch
is why
this.
we're saying, you know,
Gyokeres, you gave me, he was like,
Gyokeres and
Victor
yeah.
Blood Clot Gyokeres. Wallahi, I'll show you, Troops. Wait, Habibi, wait. Don't worry. We're gonna have conversation, brother. We're gonna have conversation. Big up to Crayon Dave, who says, okay, so Gyokeres 20 goals and clutch of the big games. By the way, Crayon Dave, you know me, I'm very honest.
Yes.
I said 18 goals and clutch in the big game, and he's had a great season. Adi, yani. We're not just stuck on the number 20. It's about how he performs. But you guys, they also should have listened to what Jacob says. If Gyokeres scores, brace against Leeds, brace against Burnley, blah, 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 and then come the City game, he got pocketed. Come the Liverpool game, he got pocketed. Guess what? We're going to call that out. That's just how football works. You get me? So, yeah. It's just, and by the way, do the same to my players. Big up to James again. Thank you, James, who says, Delap is diet Dominic Calvert-Lewin. The idea that he'll be better than Gyokeres or Sesko is massive cope. Calm on the English glazing. There you are.
He is not the diet DCL because he hasn't even got the aerial threat for that. But the idea that he'll be better than Sesko ain't even all that. Gyokeres, we'll see what he's got in the Premier League. Don't know what he'll do in a different league. You never know. So we'll see.
Can we get a statement?
What's the statement?
Can you confirm that you don't think he's the diet Calvert-Lewin, please? 100%?
Yes, he's not the diet Calvert-Lewin. He's not the diet Calvert-Lewin. He hasn't even got the
I fucking love, Everton fan. James, me and you support rival clubs, but you're a fucking legend, bro. You're such a little fraud, honestly, this guy, bro.
Hurry up and buy Armando Broja off me, you fraud.
Big up to Spander, says Egal probably doesn't understand what's fair expectation. Buddy, stop thinking about how you will be trolled for setting expectations. Expecting 20 plus from Golden Boot striker is realistic. Kai excuses. Your own club is calling you out.
All competitions, I said 25 to 30. What are you guys talking about?
Please, before you go into the Lions Den, which is Arsenal YouTube, before you go on Dan Potts' channel and Lee Gunner's channel, as a brother, I'm telling you, please say 20 plus goals. Please, I'm telling you as a brother.
I said 25 to 30 all comps.
No,
the Golden Boot isn't all comps. We're talking about the league.
Yes. Just say 20 plus in the Prem. Trust me, Gal. Just take the L on this one. Listen to your brother. You know I've never lied to you. Before you go into the Lions Den, and they all start shouting at you, just say 20 plus in the Prem. I'm begging you. That's all I'm telling you. Just say 20 plus in the Prem. That's it. That's it.
You guys don't dictate what I say. Anyways, I'll tell you this. I'll leave it.
Yeah, let me just segue.
You're ruining my experience.
Did I mention Estevao is coming up the Chelsea? Oh, shiver me timbers. Estevao.
Let's go, man. Ronaldinho, you will be watching Brazil games again. We'll save you from Martinelli. My God.
Wow.
Oh, scary. Oh, shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
Fucking fraud.
Documented and
Estevao. Anyway, big up to all of you guys.
That's cool, bruv. We're coming for Salah's crown,
Can I segue the Chelsea segment to peace, please? Thank you very much.
Trying to disrespect a fucking child, bruv. What's wrong with you? Beefing with children.
What is this cancel Hussam Olympics?
You bully.
Is this cancel Hussam Olympics? What's going on this stream, huh? You fraud.
So you're here trying to bully children.
No, I'm not. Who said I'm bullying children? You're
already trying to slander Estevao. Oh, scary. Fucking child.
No, he's the one that's saying Estevao is coming. Like I'm supposed to be scared. I ain't scared of no damn Estevao. Hold that. Fucking Tom.
You'll see, man. Baby Neymar.
We'll see. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. We're closing on 500 likes. Did we hit 500 likes? Because if you guys are Daniel Levy's, I wouldn't have it personally. That's all I'm saying. You get me? So we're just 5 likes away. 5 of you frauds, close the live chat and like the video. Anyway, Chelsea. Madueke and Nwaneri swap deal. You get me? That's the thing that had Egal rattled on the Saturday show. And
I like Thierry Henry.
And, Kudus rejecting Chelsea as well. So I wonder how Lewis feels about that. No, you get called out for calling me out on Twitter. I have eyes everywhere. Always remember. Go ahead, Lewis.
We haven't got rejected by Kudus yet. We haven't dropped the bid. So
see, when I said the same thing about Gyokeres, though, y'all told me that we got rejected. So keep the same energy. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, it is what it is. I don't think you got rejected either, but here we are. But that saga isn't even over anyway, so I don't really have too much thoughts about it.
There's
Just
a difference.
Get Madueke to Arsenal patterned as soon as possible, because then we can enter this Kudus race.
There's a difference. Did Kudus say he only wants to go to Spurs?
That's come from Fabrizio.
Yeah,
he's the only one that's tabled the bid.
Yeah.
If we table the bid and he says no, because West Ham, you forget, would rather sell to us than Spurs. If we did that and then he says no, I only want Tottenham, then yeah, we've been rejected.
Reports came out that Victor Gyokeres was approached by multiple clubs and told them he only wants to go to Arsenal. Could be Saudi Arabia. Definitely one of them is Manchester United. But as for Chelsea, Tottenham, the difference is you can't compare the two, Shik. Spurs.
I told you the only reason we got linked with Gyokeres is because Ruben Amorim is the manager. That's the only.
No, you guys actually spoke about personal terms. You actually spoke about personal terms. You reached out to him, and he told you guys, "Bun, you guys, I only want to go to Arsenal."
He's made it clear for a very long time he wants to only go to Arsenal, which is why we didn't put a bid in the first place. We haven't.
That is the ultimate rejection.
How's that rejection when
Sam.
a guy's coming out and saying he only wants to go to Arsenal?
We're out here flirting with Sesko.
So
You
he
guys want
rejected
Gyokeres.
Liverpool too. So he rejected Liverpool too. He rejected Chelsea too. Did he reject those clubs as well? They didn't put a bid in either. It's because he's made it clear that he only wants to go to
Big up,
Arsenal.
Ben.
No, just hold the L.
That's
bro.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
All right, man. You want to force it? It's cool. I'm not too fussed about it, anyways. But
No, but there's a difference because even if they're saying he only wants to go to Spurs, Chelsea, I think the whole Chelsea thing is being pushed by West Ham, not Chelsea themselves.
No, Chelsea are looking to sell first before we do it. So
Yeah, but West Ham are the main culprits that are trying to push the sale through Chelsea rather than Spurs, right?
It's because they know that we'll pay more, and it just looks a bit better for them to sell to Chelsea than to sell to Spurs.
Yeah, that's what
There's
I'm
so
saying.
much uproar about selling Kudus to Tottenham. They wouldn't have as much of it if it was Chelsea.
As for Nwaneri Madueke, that just means we're not getting both Eze and Rodrigo.
Thank you. Finally, someone's fucking said it. I love that from you, Egal. Finally.
It means you're not
Sad
getting
was
Rodrigo,
so-
I think.
Sad was so adamant yesterday. Oh, we're gonna get Eze, Gyokeres, and Rodrigo. I'm like, bro. So where the fuck everyone gonna play? Like, get me? Like,
I said you were never going to get Rodrigo. You wouldn't be the only club going in for him. That's why we're hearing Bayern Munich and Manchester City today with Rodrigo.
anyway,
You're not
Lewis,
gonna
what do
get
you think
him.
of this Madueke and Nwaneri situation on a real?
Don't mind if Noni stays, but if Noni going means that we can get Kudus in through the door, brilliant. Or if it means we can even just get an upgrade in that position, because I think he'll get better with minutes, but I don't think he'll get those minutes consistently for Arsenal unless he's playing on the left, which he's only just recently started playing. So, like, the idea of him developing, I'm not really as sure about. And again, for the price tag, I don't really care whether he goes or not. Just get me someone who's a little bit more decisive in the final third, and I'll be fine. Because we do want to go in for one more forward, but one more forward has to leave for it. And I don't mind Arsenal wasting another position on Madueke because, like, I don't think he's going to hit that mad level unless he gets a lot of minutes on the left-hand side. And Noni right now won't be the difference maker between you winning a title or not. So, don't really know. And if he's just used as depth, then he don't even get the minutes to develop anyway, unless Saka's injured. And that's already a downgrade from Arsenal just in general. So I don't really mind if he goes to Arsenal. But I don't mind keeping him either because he could still develop with regular minutes. But
Do you see any world in which he succeeds there?
value?
Do you see any world in which he succeeds there? Like, legit, as someone who's not a big hater of Madueke or anything.
Well, maybe. I couldn't write it off because he's good at take-ons. He can be good in terms of getting the ball into the box. It's just his final end product's not good. Really not good. Well, very inconsistent. And sometimes his defensive work rate's a little bit iffy too. But I won't say there's not a world where he could just randomly just finally pattern that. But he'd have to have regular minutes for that. I don't think Arsenal will do that, and I think them doing it right now, with them this close to winning a title, wouldn't be the step up that they need. So it's not really the right move for them, but if they want to make the move, go for it. I could do with the money, and then we can go into the Kudus race, because West Ham would rather sell to us. So,
Egal,
yeah.
have you changed your thoughts?
No, I don't want it. I think it's going to happen, but I don't want him. And
Egal calls out Arsenal.
no, I've been saying this for a while now. Personally, I think it's a situation where we could add an extra 20 million from some sales and get Eze and Rodrigo if we can. But it does seem like it's going to be Rodrigo or Madueke or Eze or Madueke. And in my opinion, it's probably going to be Eze and Madueke. And I'm not against the Eze signing. I like Eze. I think he is definitely an upgrade on what we currently have on the left side. And he also can play in the midfield. He's a quality player. Madueke, though, they're literally saying they need to protect Bukayo Saka, and he would be our lowest paid player. That's the only positives, is he would be our lowest paid player at the club. Nobody gets paid more than him.
Can I tell you my issue with the Madueke signing?
He
you're
would literally
looking
be
for
at the
a
bottom of the pecking order.
I just think it's
No,
so
I'll
unnecessary
tell you
because you
something.
have
If you're
an
looking
Ethan
for a
Nwaneri.
player that dribbles, you could just go to the Belgian league and go buy a dribbling winger for like 2 million, 1 million. Adi, no one knows him.
I think it's the fact
But-
that he's not even homegrown. It doesn't make sense. He's not even homegrown. He doesn't count towards the English quota. He's 24 years old. coming into a team where...
What do you mean he doesn't count towards the English quota? Yes, he does. He's an English
No,
player.
he doesn't.
No, he actually doesn't.
Because he developed in the Dutch league.
PSV?
Because he
Yeah,
developed
he
in the
actually
Dutch league.
doesn't
It
count
doesn't
as
count.
homegrown. I found that out a few
You
days
guys
ago.
sure about this?
PSV,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
He played at PSV.
Chelsea have never registered him as a homegrown player.
Oh, fair.
So
My
at
thing
this
is
moment in
just like
time,
if you're looking for a backup for Saka, you have someone at the club. So I just don't think the money.
Nwaneri, yeah.
Yeah, you just don't need to spend.
also,
that.
guys, there's one more thing that we never really thought about or spoke about. Arsenal currently have, technically, right now, at this moment in time, Arsenal have 3 wingers. Jesus is injured. Reece Nelson is out.
Okay.
So, with that being said, you have Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard. 3 players. The only logic behind bringing in Madueke, Eze, and Rodrigo would be that Eze would come in to play in the midfield and in the wing. You would have Rodrigo who would come in as the starting left winger. You would sell Trossard. Then you would only have Saka and Martinelli still as options on the wing. And you would add Madueke, you'd add Rodrigo, and you'd add Eze. And then now you'd have 5 wing options.
Yeah, but you just said you think you're going to get one of the 2.
No, but that's the only logical reason why we'd get all 3 is if we sold Trossard, and that the sale for Trossard goes towards getting Madueke. Eze's deal is quite cheap as it's only 20 million spread out over 3 years in the release clause. It's 22 million spread over 3 years, or 23 million spread over 2 years. The big outlay would be Rodrigo, and for Rodrigo, we would need to sell at least Fabio Vieira, Lokonga, sell one more in Zinchenko, and try to get those funds and help us towards what we have left. Because at this moment in time, we're looking to spend 300 million this window, it looks like.
Listen, the reason why I disagree with you is I think it's too much money. I think he adds nothing of value to Arsenal Football Club. I don't rate him at all. I think Nwaneri at this moment in time is already better than him. And that's why it's not beyond the realms of possibility that Nwaneri leaves Arsenal Football Club. It's not like an impossible something. You know, it's like completely possible. It completely could happen. And that's my thing. Like, it can 100% happen. And, you know, like if he sees a better pathway at Chelsea, now with Kudus not joining, he could be like a right-wing option at Chelsea that starts and shit. Because Madueke started a whole shitload of games. And Chelsea have Champions League football, too. So, like, they have...
Hussam,
yes.
If you told me anybody else besides Chelsea was calling about Ethan, I would believe it. If you said Liverpool wanted him, I'd believe it. If you said Manchester United wanted him, I'll believe it. If even Tottenham, maybe I would believe it more than Chelsea. Chelsea makes no sense for him if he's trying to get football. Genuinely. Doesn't.
Why?
He's currently...
You want to believe in a team that literally hoards children?
They literally did the same thing with Omari Hutchinson. They bought him just to flip him in a year. That's what they're going to do.
Now found a nice club to settle at, and we've made some
Arsenal. Now, Arsenal have gave him 37 games last year. He played over 1,300 minutes as an 18-year-old. There is no chance in hell they're not going to give him a chance in the team. He's going to get minutes. He's going to get opportunities. There's way more than enough games for him to play. Don't think that he's going to play a starting role in the team at the age of 19 when we're trying to compete for major honors. But in all due respect, Ethan is going to get opportunities. His agent and his people are doing what's best for his career, and they're looking at all their options. And of course, they're going to be linked to Team X. This is just what happens. But from all reports, Ethan wants to stay. We trusted him a lot by giving him 37 games last year. I don't think he's just going to up and leave, but he also wants to be rewarded because he's currently on 5K a week, which is literally 10 times less than the lowest paid senior team member. So there you go.
Yeah, I think it's contract talk too. I think they're just looking to try to get a better contract for him. Makes sense.
100%. Anyways, I gotta go, Hussam. Love for the love, bro.
No worries. We're gonna end the stream anyway. So let's just read the one addressing you, and then we're gonna end the stream. Big up Hussam. I'm actually not as positive as Egal just because I send super chats against agendas. Like, I praise Arteta for coaching, but I dislike his rigidity with substitutions and game tactics.
You know what? I don't necessarily disagree with you. I do think Arteta makes mistakes in substitutions, and there's times where he's too he's too much like stick by the plan at the beginning of the game. But at the same time, we came from a manager in Unai Emery who's the exact opposite, who never had a belief in his plan and would switch at halftime, and it caused a lot more confusion to the team. And so overall, you just need to be more malleable when the moment is necessary, and you need to stick to your beliefs when you know you're close, but you're not getting over the line. But yeah, Arteta definitely needs to improve, and hopefully this is a moment where now that we have the attack sorted, we will see that majority of these issues were not down to just the manager, but it was down to the personnel at hand. Because we lost to Man City in the cup because we couldn't finish our dinner after 18 chances. We lost to Newcastle because we couldn't finish our goddamn dinner. We lost numerous games over the last 2 years because we had chance after chance after chance and we couldn't bury it. And now that we have better goal scorers, hopefully more game changers in Eze, more squad depth across the back line and the midfield, maybe it'll mean we'll be able to get better performances throughout the season.
Nani will be Saka back up as a left wing. It's simple, is what James says. And I tend to agree with that.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
Eze to take my money, because then he won't develop.
You know, Nwaneri Madueke,
like denying the Madueke thing is pointless. Khalas, it's going to be
Nwaneri Madueke at Arsenal will get more minutes next season than if he stayed at Chelsea. That's just the reality. And that's probably why he wants to move. I don't want him. I don't want him because I think the money we could use
the money for Rodrigo.
Crazy this window and actually get both. We could do something crazy this window and actually get both. What do you call it, Eze and Rodrigo? But it's unlikely if we do spend money on Nwaneri Madueke.
I hear you. Anyway, listen, guys. On that note, we're gonna wrap up the stream. Vator Games in the description. Careful Lewis G in the description. Shik TV in the description. Egal Talks Football in the description. Jacob Wallraven's also in the description. That's where we're taking you. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing on your way out. We have hit 500 likes. Thank you guys so much. We're just 50 subscribers away from 54.7k. We're closing in on the 55k mark. Inshallah, we'll hit that. We'll get there. And out of respect for the community and for the people, I did ask in the poll, should we do a Husam x Tom x Kopish stream tomorrow, inshallah, and 88% of you said yes. And I appreciate that. So inshallah, we'll be back with that show tomorrow, and I'm doing something at night. So hope you guys enjoy watching. This stream is going to take over to Jacob Wallraven. See you on the other side.
It's coming home, mate.